Hello there.
Hello, everybody. What is up? Welcome to Cantina Social Hour Wednesday night today, June the 18th, 2025. Welcome to the show. It is great to see everybody that is hanging out with us in the chat. The Cantinians are the best. Wednesday, Friday, doesn't matter the day. You guys are here. We're here. We're ready to talk toys, and we're really excited. So thank you for being here. Appreciate you guys being here on a Wednesday night at 7 p.m., a little bit later than our normal time, and a different day from our normal time. So just housekeeping real quick. Next week is my final show before I go on a little bit of a hiatus. Just going to take a few weeks off to kind of recuperate, regenerate, and refinish my collection displays. So no doubt about it, I am working on a video for that. I have about a quarter of the displays done over the last week or so. And I'll continue to work and get the rest of it done so you guys can see the latest updated collection display and see what that looks like. So there will be a video for it, and very soon. So being off in July will give me a little bit of time to work on that, work on a couple of videos that I've been wanting to do for a while. So stay tuned for that. And next week, Cantina Social Hour will be on Friday night. It will be Jurassic Social Hour. It is June, Jurassic June. Jurassic World Rebirth is coming out on July the 2nd, is it? So we're going to be here to talk about that. We're going to talk about all the new toys. I'll have the Jurassic Park podcast on. We'll have Tim from Collect Jurassic. And we are working on some other guests to get them in. It's going to be a big Jurassic show. We've done these before. It's been too long, way too long. So I'm really excited to finally have the whole crew back together for one of these Jurassic Social Hour episodes. It's been a couple of years since the last one. Anyway. Tonight we're going to be talking about San Diego Comic-Con. It's only a month away. Hard to believe. A little over a month away. And I indeed will be there. And if you are there, definitely come to our collector meetup. That just like we did last year, we're having another big collector creator meetup. And I will give more details of that on social media as we get closer to Comic-Con. Tonight we're going to be talking about hopes and dreams for SDCC. What do we want to see, particularly from Star Wars, more particularly from the vintage collection? I know that I have a short list of a few things that predictions and hopes and dreams and things. And our guest has the same. We're going to be talking a little bit about Hot Toys. We're going to be talking a little bit about new acquisitions, brand new things added to the collection. I got a big one, you guys. I'm going to be honest right now. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but we have a big one tonight. So I'm very excited to show you that. I actually have 3 things to show tonight. And yeah, one of them is pretty big. I'm stoked. And all right, well, I think it is time to get this show on the road. So before we do that, let's see who is in the chat and who's joining us thus far. I see a lot of comments. Our pal Dodgson. While not a Friday, I can guarantee another successful Wednesday social hour on the horizon. Thank you, sir, for Bart for tending the soda fountain. We really appreciate that. If you need something from the soda fountain, hit up Dodgson. He's mixing things up there, like a Roy Rogers or Shirley Temple, something like that. David Matthews is with us, asking for the blue milk. We got our moderator, Adam. Hey, Adam, good to see you. Thank you for moderating tonight and always. We really appreciate what you do. Let's see. We've got Peak Obi-Wan. Hello, chat. How's it going? Asking for a beverage. We'll pass that right along. That's me. Obviously, I'm here. We got Brad with us. Hello, Brad. July 24th through 27th. Yep, those are the Comic-Con dates. Indeed. So yeah, we still have like 5 weeks-ish or so, 5 weeks or so till we get there. Brad is with us. Hello, Brad. Number of pre-orders hitting on September 1st is wild. Hopefully it's better this year. Hopefully it's better this year. Britt in Toyland. Hello, Britt. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Allison, good to see you. Hello, hello. Brent is with us. What's up, Brent? New acquisitions will be crazy. Come later this year when all the pre-orders hit. Eek. Yeah, you're right. Bruno has 22. Good evening to you. Thank you for joining. Scott, hello there. Good to see you. Johnny Pallett's on tonight. Indeed he is. We'll bring him in just a little bit. He's getting ready for his close-up backstage. Let's see here. Here he is. He's also in the audience. He's backstage and in the audience. How does that work? I don't know. I don't know. We got Jeff with us. Hello, Jeff. Who else is with us? Thank you, Brent. I appreciate that. We got Mary with us. What's up, Mary? Good to see you. Hello, as always. Hello, Trevor. Good to see you as well. I think we're caught up. Cool. Off to a good start. Cantians are in full force, and we're going to get this show on the road. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get things started here. Let's do it.
This is where the fun begins.
All right, we're going to bring him in. The man, the myth, the legend, the curator, let's say, of the Facebook Star Wars Vintage Collection Facebook group. We got the one and only John Miko. John, how's it going?
Victoria, thank you for having me on. I know I was cutting it close. I went and saw Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade in the theaters. I think I was around 8 or 9 years old when it came out, and for the life of me, I don't remember if I was in the theater to see it, but it was great to be back and, seeing Indiana Jones and one of my favorite movies of the what do you call it? The series of them. I don't even know how many there are now, 5, 6. But anyways, great to be here. Great to be with you. Looking forward to our discussion.
Awesome. Love it. Thank you for being here. And I'm glad you got to see it. That's the Last Crusade is my favorite Indiana Jones movie. And I wish I could have gone to see it, but it was like, at least here it was on, there was a showing on Saturday. There was a showing on Sunday, and I couldn't do either of them. And then there was a showing like right now at 7 o'clock. I'm like, can't do that. So next time, right?
Yeah, it was only at my theater for some reason. It was only tonight at 7 p.m. Obviously, I'm on the East Coast, so yeah, it was great to again just watch it, hear the awesome music. It just pumps you up. And one of my favorite things in the movie, I was telling my buddy, was Indiana Jones's his punches. He really has this. I mean, I guess Harrison Ford in general, right? He has this very exaggerated punch, and the noise it makes is it's like an iconic noise as well. So, what's one of the great lines from "My soul is prepared to die. How is yours?" What does he say? He's prepared to die. Anyways, yeah, good times had by all. So glad I was able to do both. For sure.
Here's one right here.
That belongs in a museum.
Yes. Great stuff. Yeah. Good times. And I did go buy the Jaws merch. I had to see the Jaws merch. And my theater did not have the Jaws popcorn maker. The shark. It was Bruce. Bruce was not there. They had like the diving cage. That was one, and then the 50th, I think, anniversary cup. But I didn't grab them. I wanted that shark. I'll find it at some point. But anyways,
yeah, looks cool.
Good times. Yeah,
looks really cool. When does that come out? Is it in August that they're re-releasing that one?
I'm honestly not sure. Hopefully someone can let us
Maybe
know,
somebody in the
but
chat knows. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it should be a July 4th thing, right? Because that should be.
yeah.
But I mean, I guess it's Universal, right? So they probably don't want to compete with Jurassic because Jurassic's coming out that week.
True.
Um, but yeah, and on the note subject of movies, there is a lot of theaters show films like before they release, and it looks like next Monday, according to the latest clone intelligence, next Monday. It sounds like if you go to one of these, at least with AMC theaters, it's called Screen Unseen. It's like a movie that you don't know what it is till you're there. But
Oh, wow.
based on the runtime, based on what I'm seeing online, a lot of folks think it's the new Jurassic movie that's showing next Monday. So I did buy a ticket just in case it is. And if it's not, then we'll all see something else brand new. But
That's
yeah,
really
just a little
cool.
tidbit in case anyone's interested in doing that. It's next Monday. Um,
Awesome.
Awesome. And yeah, so let's see here. Well, we have a little bit to talk about. Like I said, San Diego Comic-Con is coming up in like 5 weeks. So, some of these events can be very, very, very exciting and interesting, and you're on a high, like, depending on what the reveals are, right? Like the Ghost a couple of years ago. Like, we were both there, and when they revealed it officially and then brought the thing in like afterward, it was just a really cool thing, right? So I don't know that that's going to happen this time, but there's always that possibility, and there's always things that we want to see to help us complete the world building of certain areas of our
Yeah.
collections, right? That we've been trying to finish the crew and things that have been on our lists for a really long time. So there are some things that I'm hoping to see, some predictions and some hopes and dreams for this year, and I'm sure you have a few as well.
Yeah, and I just like to add, when you were talking about the Ghost coming out, as you remember, I was across from you as they were putting it down, and ingrained in my memory is the look on your face of joy and excitement, and just like I'll never forget how, that's what it's all about. And it was a joy to just also experience that, just see people, their excitement, and yours. So it was awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. They really they made me happy that day. And even though the Cantina made me even happier, like it's a totally different thing when you're reading it online as it's being announced compared to when you're there and it's being announced. Like it's a whole other thing, whole other energy. That said, let's see. Let's start off before we get into that by talking a little bit about the Hasbro Pulse pre-orders, because there was a stream last week, as you know. We talked about it a little bit on Friday. How they were talking about the Cantina creature playset and the 3-pack with the Imperial Troopers. Like those had gone up on May the 4th for pre-order on Hasbro Pulse, but quantities, I guess, were really limited, right? And they ended up pre-ordering out their allotment for both of those like within the first 20 minutes or so, and leaving a lot of people very unhappy, and expectedly so, because these were very exciting reveals, right? Like the kind that you would want to make sure you got, and not only just one, in some cases maybe 2, maybe 3, just depending on what your collecting needs are. And there were no pre-order limits. It was supposed to be Pulse Premium initially for that first hour, and it wasn't. It was just open to everybody. So a few
I
things
didn't know
went
that
wrong.
either. I didn't know
Yeah. So
that either.
a
Oh,
couple things went
geez.
wrong with the launch, which to some extent precipitated the whole, rollout of it. But yeah, they got him back out, and it seems like it went a little bit more smoothly this time. Is that your observation as well?
Yeah. Thanks for talking about this. And just to take a step back there, I was at a sporting event for my kids. They think I'm already glued to my phone. Um, so I was trying not to, do that and actually, cheer them on and watch the watch the lacrosse games. And I got a message from Chris Swansky from Bantha Skull, and the message I saw pop up was, "Did you get your pre-orders in?" And it was like 1:30, 1:40 p.m. Eastern, like 30, 40 minutes into it. And I knew right away, like, oh no, like hit my stomach type of feeling that they're gone. How are they gone already? It's the premium member hour. Like, what the heck? And usually, when things sell out, it's usually takes a couple days, or it's usually one of the figures that maybe is an exclusive that sells out, but you can buy it, or I'm sorry, not an exclusive, that you can, pre-order somewhere else. So I will admit it got the better of me. I made a few posts online about it. I wrote an article blog about it. I might have bugged Steve about it as well. And I even drafted an email template for folks to contact consumer care. And a lot of people did. I don't know how many, but a decent amount of people said they had sent a message. If you went and saw the reviews online of those sets, they had like half a star or 1 star and a lot of pretty upset people. So I'm so glad that they were able to, add another allotment or whatever. It looked like a considerable amount as well. I mean, at one point, I think I saw over 5,000 of each one allotted, and they're still available right now. I don't think there's too much left, maybe 1,000 or so. I think the Cantina set, last time I checked, I'm sorry to say these numbers, you can check in a certain way. It was like down to like 400 or 350. So anyways, they're very popular. Obviously, they're popular amongst probably all sorts of collectors, maybe not just TVC collectors, maybe retro fans, etc. So I'm really happy. I know Steve made some posts about it, acknowledging and how happy and relieved he was that people were able to, you know, order them and secure their orders. So I know people are still having issues with the website and trying to order. There's the whole, like, you have to hold down, right? Hold the tap and hold, or
You
some
gotta
press
prove
and
you're
hold,
human.
press and hold and prove you're human. And you don't know, like, do I let go? Do I not let go? It turned blue. What do I do? And then there's the whole phone number thing. And I just started using PayPal and the mobile Pulse site, and it was fine. So I think there's people that still haven't been able to secure it yet, and I hope they figure it out. And I also, complained about that as well. So anyways, it shouldn't be this hard to give Hasbro our money. And
Yeah, it shouldn't be so hard to give them our money. That's absolutely true. And yes, Adam, you're right. Prove you are human after you're already logged into an account you pay for it. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and that's the other thing, right? This is around the time where I think a lot of people's premium memberships expire, right? I think it was around like San Diego Comic-Con or something last year or I'm sorry, a few years ago when they released, this whole premium membership. I don't know, it was around June. Anyway, so it's like, oh man, am I going to get in? Can I get in early? And you can actually check your premium membership and when it expires. So that was another thing. I
Right.
was like, I better check that just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's annoying. Like the phone number thing, like that's been going on like since they redid the site a year ago. Like that's just really annoying. It's just like, I mean, I know how it has to be, but like my my program, like when I go in there, it everything is like entered, right? Like my phone number pre-populates, all that stuff
Yeah.
like automatically, right? And the phone number every single time, it's like gotta erase it, but I can't like double click it and highlight the whole number at once and then delete. Like I gotta like delete to like each number. It's just so frustrating, like that it's set up that way.
Yeah. It's just like, wow. Apparently you have to put like the +1 in there for the USA code, and
Yeah, it's
what
silly
a
because
what a
that's probably a really
pain.
easy fix, I would think. Like they probably just need to like fix the coding around that one, like, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
part
And
of the
forget the app. It doesn't even like let you use your stored credit card information. It's so bad. I just don't even, I took that off my
yeah.
phone.
No, it's not just you, Adam. It's a lot of
No,
people.
definitely not.
Um, yeah. Anyway, So yeah, went off smoothly, and I'm glad that most people were able to get what they needed this time around. And they were limit 3 per person this time. I don't know if anybody that ordered the first time ordered the second time. I don't know if they were able to do that or how that worked. I think in the past they used to cancel, like if that happened, like cancel your duplicate pre-orders, but I don't know if they did or didn't do that this time. But
They didn't do
one,
it to me.
well, obviously yes. You know what I did notice is the one thing that did sell out was the Black Series Jedi Temple Guard. Like that one did sell out.
Yeah. Oh, what a nice figure. Mm.
Very nice figure.
Yeah.
If only TVC collectors have been requesting that one.
I know. Never. No one's ever requested that. Please. I mean, I think that's like a top 30 figure and last figure standing, and I think it's even higher on the list for March Madness. So they really need to. Well, the good thing is, I know some of us say this, right? That like if there's digital sculpting for the Black Series, that's and hopefully, you know, an easier thing to leverage down the road to make something for TVC and scale it down. Hopefully,
Mhm.
seems to be a pattern more these days than not. So hopefully, we'll see it soon.
Yeah, hopefully. And that exclusive, the Anakin and Obi-Wan 2-pack for
Oh,
Black Series, like that's really nice as well. Did you notice when they said that the figures are going to have like the hands are going to have like just ball pegs so that
I was
like,
gonna talk about that. I'm so glad you brought that up. Yeah, all of the updates, I'm sorry to cut you off. All of the updates to those figures, I have the Anakin right here, and he has the TVC, the new, you know, Vader, whatever you want to call him, Vaderkin, as people call him. He has the soft PVC vinyl overlay on the torso that they were talking about for the Black Series one. So they
mm,
incorporated it in him. And yes, I have been wanting better range of motion in the hands, right? I know Chris is always saying Jedi always need to have the side swivel so they can hold their sabers in a, you know, more natural sword type of pose. And I agree with that, but it's also nice to get that other range of motion as well. And they were talking about that ball joint, those ball jointed wrists,
yeah.
being able to do all of that. So I really hope that that comes to TVC. I don't know if it pops off easily or anything like that, but it's great to see some engineering improvements, and I hope that trickles down. And I you know, might be writing a post or two about that as well. And I'm trying to think. They added like a boot swivel
Yes, the boot
as
swivel.
well. Yeah, it's like, oh man, I
Yeah.
am blown away by that set. I think it's just an amazing update and want it in
Yeah, I
3
wanted
and
to.
3/4 scale, please.
I
Are you
hope
gonna
that
get
that
it?
trickles.
I would get it.
I intend to. Um,
Nice.
if I'm able to. Sometimes these things sell out. But
Yeah.
if not, Pulse is the backup so that we can have fun entering our phone numbers again. But uh, yeah, I hope that trickles down to TVC. SH Figure Arts has been doing that like on their
Okay.
figures for since as long as they've been around. So finally it's nice to see Black Series add that. And yeah, if they were to add that in TVC as well, then it wouldn't matter so much like which way the wrists hinge, up or down, side to side, because you can just kind of free spin them a little bit better.
Yeah, and
Um,
that's a great point there. What did you just say that I thought of? Shoot, now I'm forgetting. What did you just mention? The exclusive, it'll come back to me. But anyways, SH Figure Arts. Hey, it's good that there's other competing lines, right? Because maybe that helps advance some of those engineering that we want in
mhm,
the Hasbro offerings. So
definitely.
yeah, cool.
Definitely. All right. Before we talk about SDCC, I did want to get your thoughts on one thing.
Mm.
Tell me what you thought about this right here.
Yeah, I'm pumped for it. I look at one point in my life, I stopped collecting vehicles. I didn't have a lot of room. I, sold off some of my vehicles, and I do not have this in my collection. So I am excited for it looks like a better scaled version. It looked pretty big in front of them. And I think it's really cool what they did with the swappable damaged wing and all of that stuff. So I'm pretty excited for it. What about you? I bet you love that box art, that homage, paying homage to the vintage, but also those colors. They feel very reminiscent of Victoria's Cantina.
They do, yes. So yeah, I love seeing that. I love it. It definitely fits the VC theme. But yeah, no, I appreciate that, as silly as it is having that Vader head, like, that's something they didn't need to do, but the fact that it's there, it makes me love it even more. Um,
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. And, we were talking about this a little bit on Friday. And one thing that was brought up was that, even if, some people I've seen online said, well, you only see it in A New Hope for a short while. And then, okay, but remember, this is also in Rebels. Like you actually see Vader
Hmm.
flying it in Rebels, and he's actually that really cool moment where he's standing on it with his lightsaber lit, and it's like floating down. Like,
Yes, good call. Yeah, great call, right? Yeah, that people are gonna definitely you know, do that whole scene there. That's gonna be great. And one thing to mention too is on the Facebook group a couple years back, Lando did a vehicle poll, and this won our poll. I'm not sure how many people like voted for it. I think it was around 1,000 or so. But anyways, it was in line with some of the higher demanded vehicles that people were asking for in the Facebook group. I know it's been done several times over, reissued several times over, but I think the whole points that Chris Reif made about how they were able to leverage the right the models and
yeah,
the whatever the schematics for it, and really add in, really make it almost like a prop replica. So I geek out over that stuff. I think it's great.
yeah, for sure. Like my biggest thing with any of this stuff is accuracy. Like that's the most important
Yes.
thing to me is the accuracy. Like I'm really big, obviously, on articulation, right? I don't want a 5 POA figure. I also don't want something
Yeah.
that isn't painted correctly. But like the sculpting, like that to me is like the main thing. If you have that, then you can do all the other
Yeah.
stuff. But if you don't have the sculpt, then it doesn't really matter so much. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Like this.
I ended up ordering two. I was only gonna do one. I even said it on there last week. I'm only gonna pre-order one. I ended up doing two. I don't know why. I'm sick in my head, but I pre-ordered two of
I,
these. Um, so yeah,
I'm sick.
I'm looking forward to it.
I am sick with you. I ordered two myself, and yeah, so it's when is this supposed to what's the ETA on this one? I don't recall. Anyone recall?
Let's see. Well, luckily we're on Bantha School's site right now, so let's
There
see
you
what it says.
go. Yeah. Oh
I've heard
yeah,
of
it
these
says it
guys
right.
before.
Yeah,
Um,
they got a decent site there.
Fall 2025. So is
Wow.
that like
That's
the ghost
wild.
fall 2024? Like where it's like we don't really
Maybe,
know, or is I
maybe,
mean,
maybe we'll get it in time for Christmas. Who knows? Yeah.
maybe. That's not too far off though, like all things considered. So
Uh, I know.
I might just have to put in the
Yeah.
background behind me, like just in the box like that. That'd be fun.
Absolutely. You don't need that window there. Just put it right in front of the
Yeah,
window.
who needs windows? Um, oh, there should be a floating Vader head in all Cantina social hours. Hmm.
I think you can figure
You
that
might be
out.
onto something here, Brent. Let's see if this works.
Oh, there you go. Just hold it there the whole time. Where's Justin? Have him hold it in the background.
I love me some Darth Vader, that's for sure.
Awesome.
Um,
Yeah, it's nice to see another vehicle, right? It's nice to see another, all new vehicle. I know it's been done before, but um, have we gotten any other vehicles this year?
The
We
land
got
speeder
job.
is
Oh,
should
well,
be
the
out
land
soon.
speeder's coming. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Good point. So
I think
I
that's
don't
it,
think
right? I can't think of
so.
anything else.
Yeah, I think that's it. So hey, it's nice to see, a vehicle coming in, and like you said, we'll have a smaller vehicle coming in as well. So good stuff.
Good stuff. All right, so let's talk about Comic-Con, right?
Yeah, first and foremost, I'm so
Yes.
bummed I won't be there. So last year we got shut out. My buddy, shout out to Augustine and Ariel. Um, I think Ariel was still able to go, but Augustine planned a vacation with his fam. But we got in this year, and I can't go because my family planned a trip to the homeland, to Greece. So I'm super bummed. I could have been able to come hang out with you and everyone, and see San Diego again, because I was there in April for a conference. Hung out with you, obviously. So I'm so bummed. I'm glad you're obviously able to get there again, and look forward to everything you have to share.
Yeah. Hopefully next year you can make it. That'd be cool.
For sure.
When
I'm
they
in.
announce the big Death Star Haslab.
That would be amazing.
It
That would
would
be
be
amazing.
amazing. It would be amazing. Anyway. Okay. So,
Hope so, dream.
I'm the wheels are turning. I'm thinking about Comic-Con. I'm like, okay, what do I want? What do I really want to see them announce? Because I know that like on paper, there's some things that like are hardcore, like need to be made and released and like ASAP. Not because they're personal wants. They are, but also because they're like they're things that really feel necessary and needed and pertinent and just timely. With we're winding down, I imagine, on Return to Tatooine, and there's a character, a figure that fits with not only with that theme, but fits in basically any theme within Star Wars imaginable. That also has limitless options for repacks, repaints, re-releases as other characters. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
This guy, right?
There he
Right there.
is. What does he say? It's our lot in life to
What does he say?
suffer. What does he
So
say?
my first job was programming binary load lifters, very similar to your apparatus in most respects.
Right, he said that. Yeah, of course he speaks Bocce, you know.
He does. He says many things.
Hello, I am C3PO Human Cyborg Relations. How might I serve you?
You can serve me by making sure Hasbro makes you this year.
That would be awesome. I have the as you know, the Return of the Jedi 40th Hot Toys 3PO. And he's die cast, right, in metal, and he's just amazing. So that would be wonderful.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, C3PO. That is the one character that Return to Tatooine has omitted so far. That's not to say that it's going to be omitted for long, or I mean, I really don't know. I'm just looking at the big picture, right? Like, what have they not done that is a main character that is Return to Tatooine, but also other things, and just has insane appeal. I mean, you could even do one of these 4-packs with this sculpt, right? And just give different versions of the different
Oh
characters.
man.
Like like the ones from Echo Base, right? And like the one from
Yes.
the Mandalorian, the blue one, and just TC-14, whoever. Like, I mean, they could do so many.
TC-14 from Phantom Menace. And
Yeah, like it's just the kind of thing that it would be a gift that keeps on giving, because it would never, if it's definitive and it's done in a way where it's a 10 out of 10, never needs to be revisited, then it's the kind of thing that could be endless and last forever. And that's the kind of thing that I think suits the vintage collection best. And that Ultimate C3PO for me is like the number one figure at this point that needs to be addressed.
yeah, good call. Good call. He could even have that new ball joint wrist too, to do all his little floppy hand things. So, yeah, Bring them on. I love that idea. One that I would like is not Return to Tatooine, but obviously the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, and we did get this guy.
Mm,
I want Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan to battle this guy so
yes.
bad. This is an amazing figure. I know it's got some faults, but I absolutely love it. And just seeing that Black Series 1 made me want all of these new updates they did with this one for Obi-Wan, who's what is it, a 2004 figure, 2005? I forget how old
2005.
the 2005 one that we have, and so that would be one of my wants. It doesn't go with Return to Tatooine, but I would love to see some more Cantina aliens. This guy is absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm. I don't have him yet, but I'll take your word for it.
Oh, you're gonna be in for a treat. I would love to see more aliens. Who would that be? I don't know. Can we get some Juros? Maybe Banis Keeg or one of those guys. Obviously, our Leo Shus. I don't know. What other Cantina patrons would you like to see, if I can ask?
Like the ones that I would say would take precedent for me would be the ones that have never been released before. I mean, there's so many that need like desperately to be redone, like Boshak, like the other Duros, Lors Matic.
Yeah. I'd love the
Like,
Spaceman, Kitty Kikak. Yes.
Yeah. So many that need to be revisited, but I mean, at least we have something. So I mean, I would say like like one of the Renat characters, like little rat dudes.
Yes.
Would be important. Zizvit, like I'd love to see Zizvit done someday.
Yeah.
Arleal Shoes obviously never been done. I can't say the Tonica sisters anymore. It's so weird.
I'd love to see the Spaceman, Space Dude, whatever.
Space Dude, yeah. Cantina Dude.
Cantina Dude, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Chad. I know Chad. Chad's a big Banis Keeg guy too, so I know, man. Come on.
Yeah, Banis Keeg for sure. But I feel like if they do that, like, how would he look next to Loris Matic? Because the Loris Matic was 2001, I believe. Like, I don't think they look very good side by side. Like, I feel like you'd have to do both at the same time.
Oh, I'll take it.
Right, because they're kind of like a pair. It's kind of like the Tonica sisters. You can't just do like one and then another one years later. You got to do them with both. I feel like I'm surprised they never got around to doing Banisky, but I'm pretty sure it's because of the sales of Loris Matic. Like he was like the definition of peg warmer back then.
And what did Hot Toys do him, right?
I don't know if Sideshow did him, but
Sideshow.
Hot Toys has
Maybe
not.
I'm thinking of that.
And Loris Matic was also fan choice #1, very first fan choice poll that Hasbro ever ran.
That's right. That was a fan choice, fan poll.
Yeah.
Hopes and dreams.
Here's a list right here from Trevor. Leo Shus, Zizbit, Laxivrak. Yep, Laxivrak needs to be redone. Athelo. Rejazz.
Right.
That'd be interesting.
They've never done I'm forgetting the species for Athelo, but they've never done that species, correct? That's what I recall.
I can't remember who the other one is that they may have done. Who did they do that species before?
I don't believe so. Just remembering some conversation with Mr. Tuna. So someone will Lutrian. Thank you, Chad. Yeah. Lutrillian. Sorry, Lutrillian.
Yeah.
Read, John. Read. That's very nice, Britt. Very nice of Britt. I'm very happy for you guys. That's an amazing set coming for SDCC.
Yeah, thank you, Britt. Definitely appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, it honestly, it goes both ways. I mean, I really want every like toy line to succeed and for those fans to get what they want. Garble guy. Who's the Garble guy?
I don't know. Good question.
I don't know who that one is. Hello, Zombie Hunter. How's it going? Hello, Hamdam. How are you doing? We got 63 in the house. If you're just joining in, this is Cantina Social Hour Wednesday night. We're talking about SDCC hopes and dreams with the one and only John Miko tonight on our show. So thank you for joining in. Feel free to join in the conversation if you're not already down here in the chat, along with the other Cantinians. And Trevor agrees. We need a new Boshak and Spaceman. Yes. Boshak.
Oh, the gerbil. The gerbil. That's the ones you were referencing. Yeah, right? Is that the little rat people? Mouse, the mouse looking?
Yeah, the little mouse. Cute little guys. Yeah. I love how we just go on to like Cantina tangents. Like that's.
And if I can add a vehicle, the Ubrikian speeder, or whatever you want to call it, vehicle in the front there, I know a lot of people have mentioned it. That would be pretty amazing to get to sit in front of your Cantina diorama or set there. So that would be very nice.
Yeah, that would be fabulous if they did the Ubrikian speeder. Yeah, that'd be like a good one to do with like a pack-in, like like a TVC like figure pack-in, and it could be one of those classic Cantina characters that they have done before, since they don't usually do like brand new figures in these sets, like something that has been done before, but has been like tweaked a little bit. Like I mean, there's so many that they did just a bang up job with back in even 20 years ago. I mean, it's weird to say that because there are figures from 20 years ago like that we've seen them bring back that just don't work, like Indoor Leia. Like that's just like not good, obviously. But like if you're talking about Cantina characters, I mean, the post original trilogy collection in early 2005, right? You had like Mayo, you had Felta Pern Travag, you had Milum Onith. Like those are stellar. The sculpts are incredible. If they just took those, a couple of them I think have or maybe they don't, the ball hinged elbows. If you added that, add the knees, maybe add the ankles, like maybe take existing legs from other existing figures to make those work, then I mean you could easily, like they could retool and bring some of those back, and I think they would be really they could potentially be really well done and definitive, even if you do resource some of those older sculpts.
Yeah, 2004 and 2005 I thought were just a great time. The VOTC coming out, and then the original trilogy collection coming out after that, and then the POTC, right, came out after that, and that's where some of those Cantina figures dribbled in. And I remember it being pretty hard to find those. I don't know if they were hard for you, but I still remember finding them at a Walmart that I usually didn't go to. And they're some of my favorite figures in my collection still. So.
Yeah, the POTC segment was, not to get confused with Pirates of the Caribbean, but the POTC post original trilogy collection, those are hard to find. You're right. And they didn't hit in the numbers that the OTC hit at the time, because those ones, like that was treated like a whole new line, even though it was a lot of repacks. It was treated as a whole new line.
It was a lot of repacks.
Yeah. Because it was last minute. It was, I think people forget, like the original trilogy came out for the very first time on DVD back in 2004. And in order to celebrate that, they did this whole thing where Hasbro they were going to continue the saga line, but then they said, no, let's do the original trilogy collection. So that's why there were so many repacks in that line, was that they had to kind of like pivot last minute.
Yeah. Oh man, the Lobot, all those good. Wasn't the Lobot new for that? And
yeah, Lobot was one of the
rare newer figures.
The first couple of waves I think were like all new sculpts for those. Trying to remember who else was in there, but yeah, it was those were solid. That Lobot, I still had him on display up until the new one came out. Like he was still okay.
Yeah, but you're right. They could definitely think of some creative things, pack-ins to do with some of these little speeder vehicles that were parked outside the Cantina.
Yeah, or a Ronto, or one of those kind of things.
Ooh, it's a good creature. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We got the Emperor is with us, the TVC Emperor.
Oh, Is everything proceeding as you have foreseen?
Let's hope
Mr.
so.
Emperor?
Let's hope so. Adam says Mr. Stevie is certainly excited about something that's coming to SDC. Well, I certainly hope so. I hope it's something
Really?
exciting.
Well, we're not getting an exclusive. That was a bummer. Second year in a row,
Yeah.
no
I have a
exclusive.
feeling. I feel it's just conjecture, but I feel like the reason there hasn't been a TVC exclusive is because of Black Chrysanthemum and how hard it was for them to get rid of those afterward.
Well, yeah, duh. You had just released the deluxe version, and then you release a exclusive with a roaring face and some extra fruit, some
Yeah.
fruit. Yeah, that was a bummer. I was excited to get it when we were there, but yeah, they did a lot of those. Those were
Yeah,
still
you could
sitting
still
around
probably
at
get it for like not expensive,
15 $15 on Amazon, probably. Yeah,
probably. Yeah.
it was
Speaking
like
of, do you
$40,
know?
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like 35, I think, something like that.
Okay. Well, if you don't, yeah.
But speaking of Black Chrysanthemum, do you know what the least expensive, the most inexpensive Black Series figure on Amazon is?
Him?
Black Chrysanthemum. The first one, because remember the first one, like everybody was so mad that they just took a Chewbacca and
bad.
painted him black and gave him some shoulder pads, and they're like, "Here you
Yeah.
go, Black Chrysanthemum."
Yeah,
It's
these
like
like
$8 last
drab.
I checked.
Wow, these like drab shoulder pads, and yeah, he had been on a starvation kick apparently. Some keto diet.
That's his little brother. That's
his little brother.
Black Chrysanthemum.
So what do you think?
Matthew,
What do you think he's excited about?
I don't know. Maybe Matthew says maybe he's going to announce his
Oh,
375. I mean, honestly, I feel like Luke A New Hope should have been 375. That's just me.
I agree. Completely agree. Hello.
I can't
Do
think
we
of any other
know?
character more befitting of that, but
Yeah, he was the first of the 12, right? That was and there's the deluxe one coming out with the speeder. That would be terrible to do that one as I think we already know. Do we already know the VC number for that one? Hopefully that's not 375.
I hope not. I don't think so.
Okay.
Somebody, I saw a review of that set on the other day on YouTube. Somebody
Oh,
has it in
yes.
Australia, but I don't think they reviewed the figure, so we didn't even get to see like the back of it to know what number it is. But maybe they announced the number and I just missed it. I'm sure somebody in the chat might know. But ooh, this is I like this. I like this. This is an interesting thought, Brad. Maybe C3PO would be 375.
I've seen some people saying that, right? Because it's like you said earlier, it needs to be redone, and he's in everything. So why not? Yeah.
Milky Way Skywalker says the new retro Walrus Man is going for $9 on eBay. Really?
Yeah, they should have done the actual actual outfit in retro, right? Instead of doing the Kenner done again.
That'd be interesting. So Charlie is asking, please enlighten why 375 is important.
Oof.
Well, I mean, that's the scale, right? 3 3/4 inches is the scale for the vintage collection for the entirety, the heritage going all the way back to 1978. So it's that's being treated as an important milestone. Maybe it's C3PO, maybe it's Anakin, Revenge of the Sith. I don't know. I mean, could be anybody, I guess. But if it's not Luke, it's not C3PO. I mean, I feel like Anakin could fit the bill, I guess. People have been wanting him for a long time.
Yeah, yes, 375 just makes, and if it's the question, if he's phrasing it that way, right? Yeah, it's the scale size. So the VC number 375 figure they're going to try to make, an important release of. So yeah, we'll see what it is. Very curious. And yeah, maybe we'll see that there. I'm hoping we finally get to see Han and Chewie.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously very excited to see the Han. I know the Black Series one, it's probably leveraging some of that sculpting, or a lot of that sculpting. So it looks pretty amazing. So I'm looking forward to seeing that and what they update for Chewie. Curious.
Yeah, I hope they don't go too far on the Black Series, like leveraging too much from that, because I don't have the figure, but like from what I've seen, I have issues with it.
Oh, what are the issues? The likeness?
Well, let me pull it up.
Okay. It's so hard to get Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford's likeness. I know they hit his Harrison Ford's likeness really well on the Stormtrooper version that came out. The Endor version it was good, but the separate hairpiece, I think, impacted that a little bit. But yeah, if it's the likeness, I understand. It's really hard to really. I think we've seen Harrison Ford so much on screen in different movies that everyone has their own interpretation of him.
Right. Yeah, let me pull up this image.
Dodgson, you're speaking my language.
Okay, so this is the pre-order on Amazon. All right, let's see. Can we make this larger? Kind of, sort of. All right. So, okay, so you mentioned the likeness. Yes, I think that's part of it. I don't think the likeness is 100% dialed in. The hair looks a little, I don't know. It looks a little off to me. I mean, I get what they were going for, right? He has poofier hair in that movie, but I don't know. Something about it in this picture, at least. So there's that. But I think what I noticed the most is two other things when I look at it. If you look at the wrists, like the sleeves are just too short, like way too short. And I know in the film, yeah, like in the film they are a little short. They're not this short, right? And what bugs me is like, doesn't matter what orientation you have his wrists, like his pose could be like where they're up or down or to the side, like it's gonna look like that. It's gonna look like he's wearing like short. The sleeves are too short. So that bugs me. And then the color of the pants, I feel like it's way too light blue.
Oh.
So, but I don't know, maybe the final figure is better. I mean, I don't know, but those are things I don't want them to transfer down to Vintage Collection when they get around to revealing what that Han looks like. So I hope that they made it a little bit better.
Yeah. I think sometimes things kind of translate a little better with likeness when they make it smaller. I don't know why, but it seems like it, for the most part, can look a little better. So yeah, let's hope.
Mm-hmm. It says for Black Series, I think Best Benon has the best likeness. I would say so. That's a really good one, and that was already like 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Endor one's nice too. The Endor Han, but I think you're right. I think the Best Bin one is. Mechanized says the pants are darker blue in the reviews I've seen. Okay, well that's good to know. I didn't realize there were reviews already. Adam says Han sleeves are not this short in the film, but they are in promotional photos. Maybe it shrank in the wash. Could have been. Anyway, so those are my little things with Han. So hopefully the TVC one is like we're saying, like definitive, perfect, everything it needs to be. That's what we want at this point. That's what I want at this point. I don't want to wait another like 20 years for a better one.
I know. They've got to show them. There. How can they not? But what do you think they had done to Chewie? Maybe. Oh, did they mention what they had done?
Is it retool?
Yeah, it's a partial. Didn't they? I thought Emily said something that they had. I think she said that it wasn't. It was a partial update
Mhm.
But curious what it is. Is it his hands and wrists? Is there a new likeness?
Yeah.
Is he not? Maybe he's not like roaring. But no, but we have one where he's not roaring. Um, hmm. I don't know. Maybe they're doing something with his legs, putting some rocker ankles on there. I don't know. He doesn't really need rockers because I feel like his legs are so. Well, I guess they could all use rockers.
Right. Well, let's do what we just did for Han. Let's maybe the best indicator will be the Black Series version. So let's pull that up.
Yeah.
The difference, however,
They,
though, is the Black Series one is 100% brand new.
I know it kills me because he looks so great.
He does.
I think I need to buy that one.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't? But I love Chewie. He looks so great there. Maybe they got rid of the swivel hips. Look at that. Oh man,
Yeah, it looks really nice.
it hurts. They get everything.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think, when was the last time they did a partial to on that old VOTC sculpt? I
They've done
think.
they've done a couple partials with, like, for instance, the Galaxy's Edge one got the updated head sculpt for
Mhm.
um whatever the sequel
Mhm.
trilogy or however that
Yes.
was.
Yes.
Um,
I think, is that the only way they released that one?
that was only in I could be wrong. I don't know
I
what
think so, right?
else it was released in. I have it somewhere in my case.
I think that was the only way they released it. And also when the Black Series 3 3/4 was a thing, they redid the head on that one as well. But I think those are the only two times. I'm trying to think what the most recent one, what head sculpt that one has.
Which one got the up with the one that came with the Falcon or
Yeah, that one, but before that, it was the Black Series 3 3/4 inch one.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yep.
That one got a new head. But the there was a TVC Chewy like a couple years ago. I'm trying to remember what head they used on it, but
That was the one that there's been a couple, right? There's been the one that came with the ATST,
true.
the one that came with the Life Day,
Yes, yes.
um,
And then the one that was just a
on A New
single
Hope card.
carded Chewbacca.
Yeah. Yeah, the Star Wars card. Yeah.
Um,
Wasn't that the Falcon one though?
it might have been. It might have
Okay.
been. I need to go back and brush up on it. But I think the best one was the one they did with the mail away, the early bird kit when they had those 4 figures back in
Oh,
2005 with the closed
yes.
mouth.
Yeah, that could be the one where that might be the original sculpt of that one, maybe.
Well,
Maybe.
it was before that. It was the VOTC Return of the Jedi.
Right.
Chewbacca. That was the first one, and then the
Yep.
mail away was after that, the second one.
Yeah, I meant just the New Hope or Empire Strikes Back look. Yep. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Tim Matos, aka Lord Toys at 1109. Um he's saying all new from waist down. That's the new updated TVC coming out. All right. Well,
Womp. Well, if that's the case, thank you, Tim. But yeah, that is not ideal, right? Because we're celebrating Return to Tatooine, we're celebrating the original trilogy, like heroes that have finally gotten their way overdue like attention. Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Darth Vader,
yes.
Stormtrooper, fairly recent. Stormtrooper's fairly recent, I guess. R2D2 was reissued within the last couple of years. Like, yeah, now it's Ben Kenobi and Han Solo and Chewbacca, and I feel like this would have been the time, right, to take that's cool. Like we were saying, it goes back to 2004. That's when the VOTC one came out. 2004. That's
Yeah.
21 years ago. Like, if you weren't around back then, you're old enough to consume, alcoholic libations now. Yeah, it's wild. So this would have been the time to completely from the ground up, I think, resculpt this, give us something brand new, never before seen, perfect, 100%, like ball hinges all over, right? Like the best ever like
Yeah.
Chewbacca to finally have a base mold that they could then go and do later Return of the Jedi version or an Empire version with a welding mask or with a Minot mask. A sequel trilogy version even, or a Revenge of the Sith version, like a base Chewbacca that like we're saying with C-3PO, right? You could do that, and now finally you can do all these other things. Like Chewbacca, I feel like that could have been a similar sort of thing.
Yeah, and with a new 3PO, you can get a deluxe version with him with the him torn apart from Cloud
The Ewok
City.
throne.
Yeah, all of those ones.
Interchangeable like arms and legs, right? Different colors.
Yeah, but
Silver
you
leg.
could get that new 3PO, put him in a deluxe pack with Chewie, and when he's running out of Bespin City there.
Yeah.
He did say, that person did say a couple more comments below that, a new head as well. So, hey. What else you got, Tim? What else you know about? Come on.
What else do you know? What else do you to spill the goods, Tim? Spill the goods.
Yeah,
We
give
wanna
us
know.
the skinny, man. Come on.
Maybe you need to visit. Tim needs to visit the soda fountain, and Dodgen can set him up. Get him in position to spill the deets. Yeah, so I'm going to mention now a creature that I think I'd love to see, and I'm actually, when they announced the Bantha, I did not see that coming, and I was like, okay, Bantha, like that's cool. I didn't really think they were going to do that anytime soon. So that was a big surprise. But the dewback, right? Like that. I feel like that's kind of almost like low hanging fruit at this point, because they have an amazing. I know we keep going back to this, but they have an amazing Black Series version. It's like perfect. Like that is something I feel like you could scale down, and when I'd have zero issues with it being scaled down to create a TVC version, and that would be like the best ever, like most perfect dewback.
Yeah, and this is the one from, when was this one? Jeez.
That one was 2010.
2010. Yeah, and it's kind of not really. It's not a very good likeness, no, right? Isn't it not very?
Well, it's based on the Phantom Menace. That's where
That's right. That's what
so.
this is. Yeah.
It's decent enough. Does yours smell like chemicals though? Like mine smells like chemicals.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, it's got kind of a sticky. Oh no. Oh no.
Another reason we need a new dewback.
Oh no. Yeah, thanks for letting me know that. I'm gonna have to clean him off or do something.
Magic eraser him.
Magic eraser.
That's what I do. But not too much, because then the paint comes off.
Okay, we'll be careful. But yeah, that would be great with a sand trooper of some sort.
Yes, and not a sand trooper like we saw on the land speeder like back, where it was just a bunch of random like old sand troopers. Like we need like a definitive sand trooper.
Yes, please.
Let's throw that in, because why not? Return to Tatooine sand trooper. I mean, I'm glad they're adjusting the one that comes in that 3-pack, but it's not 100%. We're talking about accuracy being the most important thing. It's not 100% accurate until it has, the little diamond shape on the knee, until it has the proper concave lenses with the wider, more protruding like helmet dimensions. The little abdominal, I think it does have the abdominal differences on the new one, but and the belt, right, to some extent, but yeah, like that is another one that, like, sand trooper is hugely important. I know it was never in the vintage line, but still, like when that came out in the Power of the Force 2, I still remember, like when it came out in the Power of the Force 2, that was a big deal, because there hadn't been like it was a big deal.
Yeah, good call. I'm recalling Johnny Mustache there, Vintage Concepts. He did a little breakdown, and I'm always in awe of you guys with your Vader knowledge and your Stormtrooper knowledge and all the accuracies.
Useless knowledge that's up here. Useless memories and knowledge.
Yeah, I'll point out Joris's lower legs and how they're not Fozek's legs, but I will take Fozek with those lower legs. Don't shoot me, Victoria, don't shoot me. I'll take Fozek any way I can get him. Those lower legs are Lando skiff guards, but I'll take it
definitely.
with Fozek.
Yeah, we want Fozek. We really want Fozek. Like yes,
We do.
Please, we do. There might only be like 8 of us, but we really want Fozek.
And I'll just say, Shasta Teal is another big alien I want.
Yes.
And she should have beat Sheev there, Mr. Supreme Chancellor Palpatine in March Madness. But I think somebody phoned a friend and a few of their aunts and uncles to pass by Shasta with a very small, I think less than 10 vote win. So just saying.
Yeah, definitely. Pico B1 Super Chat, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Do you guys think they will retool the one on a single card? Are we talking Sand Trooper or the ones on the single card? So if we're talking Sand Trooper, like the one that's in the 3-pack, that one has some updates, but it's not 100% like updated. And I think that's what we wanted. We want is the updated, like 100%, like ideally, right? The 100% completely resculpted, retooled, definitive Sand Trooper. That's like an important one.
Absolutely.
But thank you very much, Chad. We really appreciate that. What? Fozek wouldn't even be in stores. I'm not worried about that at all.
Yeah, I do like Trevor's 3-pack idea. I might have pitched that idea at some point in one of my blogs. They are like when you look at Return of the Jedi, they're in our polling. I'm trying to remember. I think they're in like the top 30 or top 35. So they're sought after. You know, the good old glups. Love the glups. So I'm loving the other idea there too. Watto's junk shop playset. I'm all in on that. I'm all in. We need an updated Watto. Come on.
Yeah, like Fozek, like going back to Fozek, like you see him multiple times in the Jabba's palace, right?
He
you
is
see him
all over it.
He's all over, and like when R2 bumps into 3PO and you see him there, like with his drink, he's like bopping like to the music.
Yeah,
like, yeah, we need that guy for sure.
He's like, whoa, bro, come on, stay in your lane, man. And then he's the one that drags Luke out of the pit after he kills the Rancor, and they drag on and Chewie and him out of there. Like, very prominent all over Jabba's palace.
Definitely. Yeah, we need those guys. All right, so we have C-3PO, Obi-Wan Revenge of the Sith, the Dewback, and then you mentioned the what was your creature?
I didn't pick a creature
or vehicle.
Oh, the ball speeder, the Ubrikian.
The ball speeder, vehicle, yes. That was like that. I feel like they might with that one be able to do like a deluxe that has like the deluxe pack-in figure because it's not that big. I feel like maybe something like that would work.
Yeah, they're doing a ton of pack-in figures and carded multi-packs, and they're doing a lot of stuff to try to get creative ways. Obviously a lot of the troop builder sets. So they're doing a lot of creative things to insert figures into the line where they can. So that would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be cool. Dom says, is Pote Snitkin chopped liver? No, but we have for all intents and purposes, I know he's horrible, but we have a Pote Snitkin. We need a new one, yes, but
he does do what he does. He sits there driving one of the skiffs. He could hold those paddles pretty good.
Right.
Yeah.
Are we wearing the same shirt? Looks like we're wearing the same shirt.
Mine is navy blue. Just can't tell.
No, mine's black. As per usual. As per usual. Thanks, Jedi Luke, for starting that when I was a kid.
Yes.
I really do blame Jedi Luke for that, but
He's the best.
he is the best. Oh, do you have you don't have the figure arts? Sorry, it's tangent. You don't have the figure arts Jedi Luke, do you? The second one.
No, but should I?
You
I
should.
love Luke.
You should.
Jedi Knight Luke is like my favorite character probably in all of Star Wars. That outfit.
Yes. I'll have to send you a picture. I don't have a picture, but I have him behind me, like on the shelf.
Oh, awesome.
I don't want to do this thing because he's going to be like blurry. But yes, he's a beautiful, beautiful work of art, and he's supposed to be the Mandalorian. Like that's what it's supposed to be. But I watched Robo's review on that figure, and it's actually Jedi Luke, like from Return of the Jedi. It's not the Mandalorian Luke, and he's gorgeous. I'll send you a picture afterward.
Awesome.
Let's see. So
navy blue is Canadian black. Love it.
Pico wants to. Sorry that Super Chat failed. Do you think they will re-release those Imperials on a single card? What do you think, John?
I mean, I don't think the Biker Scout, because they had released him in a couple different ways, but I think the Snowtrooper Commander, absolutely. And I mean, how could they not? That is going to look great on a card. And I would think they've got a couple different ways, right? They can release all the different Sandtrooper rankings. So I don't think it's wise to do that one as a troop builder, because it's in the 3-pack, and I think people want them on cards. Right? What is it? The squad leader, the lieutenant, the sergeant, maybe the sergeant. That's your guys' wheelhouse. I'm bad at that stuff.
I want one Sandtrooper on card. I don't need them all on card. The one that I want on cards is the orange pauldron, because I feel like that's like, I think because of the Power of the Force 2 release, which I feel like it had orange, right? Am I wrong?
I'm pretty sure it.
Yes, it had orange. It had orange. The one that came in the Cantina had the white one.
Nice.
Or gray or whatever color it is. But yes, because of that, I feel like it's so imprinted on my mind, like that the orange one is like the main one, even though that's, as far as like the ranks, that may not be true, but I see that so clearly as being like the main, like Sandtroopers, the orange pauldron. So like that's the one I want to see on the single card, and that's the one they did for the in TVC 1.0, which they also came out on the when they did those remember it was like the big Star Wars card. It was like the like one of the mock-ups of what the Kenner packaging could have been. There was like a wave of those at Toys R Us.
Which line? I'm sorry, I missed it.
It was TVC 1.0, but it was like that like that 1 or 2 waves that had like the the concept cards or something.
Yes, the vintage card that never came out. Yeah.
Yes.
Towards the end of the line.
Yep. Yeah, that came with orange pauldron.
It came with the Jar Jar and Chamber, right, in the exclusive SDCC exclusive too. Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you, Pico. We want to really appreciate that. We need at least 1 3-pack of aliens. Let's go. We do. And I think what we were saying earlier is, take some of those older ones that still hold up today, do a little bit of re-engineering, update some of the articulation, repaint them, and I think they'll be fine. I would have no issue with that whatsoever. I don't need 100%. Like when it's a main character, like to me, that's different. Like Endor Leia, should not have come out the way that it came out. But like characters like these aliens that are more, they're more obscure. They're not really front and center. Like those ones I'm okay with, as long as they're updated appropriately.
Yeah.
This is true. They do have the Sandtrooper card designed for the recent release.
Yeah, it looks great, I think. Yeah.
Caleb says, yo, new to the stream. Welcome. We appreciate you being here. I heard the dewback smells funny. Is that coincidence or because we were just talking about that? Yes. Don't do it, John. Don't do it.
Ooh, like sniffing glue.
Like
Ugh.
sniffing glue. Do you ever think about, I know this is really morbid, but do you ever think about like all the PFAS being emitted into our rooms, like from all these little plastic figures?
Oh no. I went down a tangent on like, water quality and all the PFAS in certain like plastic. Well, I know PVC is it's a pollutant and you should never throw it out. I don't know, into your yard or something. So probably it's leaching something. Yeah.
Especially that dewback.
Yeah, maybe I should crack a window all the time now. Yeah.
Or an air purifier or something.
Oh man.
Anyway. He says it's that realistic dewback smell.
Hey, maybe it's to protectant. It's a repellent to prey. Maybe that's it.
To use the emperor. Can you get a high off of a dewback? I don't want to find out.
We'll find out. We'll
let John find out and then let us know.
What are you doing, man? I'm huffing dewback, bro.
Dodgson, this is horrible. I sniffed a glue once back in middle school. Let's just say half the bottle and inhaled them. Oh no, Dodgson. Oh no.
You have to lick the dewback to get high. I'm not licking them. That's where I think the PFAS might be a bad.
Don't
thing.
do that.
Yeah.
Hello, Daniel. Daniel says you can't throw an old dude back into your yard. That's what the middle-aged Kiwi man is going to do when they update it.
Exactly. He's contaminating his backyard, dude.
He is. He's creating a whole landfill, and eventually there's going to be like mutant kiwis running around his backyard.
Yeah, all sorts of creatures in that yard are getting high.
Yeah, mutant kiwis with like 3 beaks.
Oh man. Good stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, let me consult my list to see what else I have here.
Yeah. Let's go for it.
All right, so C-3PO, dewback, and I was trying to think of a vehicle that feels like it makes sense for this point in time. You mentioned the Ubrikian speeder. I feel like that's I can't do better than that. So I think I would leave it at that at this point, because I cannot imagine like anything else right now.
There's the Lars speeder, and what else is there? There's the Spider one, and I don't know all the names, but there's a few. I know I'm like struggling with a creature. I know you mentioned the dewback, and there's the
Ronto.
The Ronto, thank you. I don't have that old one. Yeah, I'm trying to think what creatures are there from the real trilogy. I know we've never gotten an Ure from Attack of the Clones. That would be awesome. A Gerba. Yeah, you saw that too. I would love that. I know.
Skyhopper. Dianoga. Ooh.
Yeah.
I wonder how that would work, because we only see a little bit of it in the movie.
Right.
Maybe it just needs to be a trash compactor playset, and that's how you get the Dianoga.
Oh, I used to love that one back in the day. I have it somewhere.
Yeah. When was the last Escape Pod released? The last Escape Pod, Mitch, was released in 2003. I believe it was 2003. Man. It was part of the Saga line. It was a deluxe $10 price point. It came with the Escape Pod and it came with C-3PO. Those are pretty cool. They were called the Ultra sets. And it was that one. There was the Wampa with Luke. And there was it didn't come with Luke. It came with the ice, like the bottom of the ice, and then a big piece of meat. And then you could buy the Luke, which was available at the same exact time, and put it on top of the ice and hang Luke upside down. Excellent, brilliant, fun.
I loved that set so much.
General Riken with the Echo Base display screen was in there too. And then they did the Ewok with the paraglider, or hang glider, whatever it was. But yeah, that was a really fun series. Anyway. Ooh,
Yeah,
Wart.
those-
Wart would be an interesting one.
Yeah, I've got a 3D print of Wart I need to print out. So I have a 3D printer now, and I'm printing out all sorts of fun stuff. Oh no.
I hope it was 6 level, Chad. It's a cool accessory. It really is. I still use it in my displays, the escape pod.
That's a great idea.
So I saw this. Somebody mentioned this earlier. I apologize. I forgot who it was, but it was actually something I had on my mind. Do you think that a new TVC Haslab will be announced possibly at San Diego Comic-Con this year?
I don't know, because I had heard rumors that. Oh, Victoria, can you talk for a second? I think I lost you. Oh, okay,
I'm here.
you're good. Sorry. I heard a rumor or something. I don't know how true it is that like GI Joe is the big thing, but I hope that's not true. I hope they would release I think it's time for another Haslab. I know people get concerned with that because they don't have the most current Haslab yet in hand, but I don't think there's any other bigger event than SDCC. So what's after that? PulseCon? Usually in what?
PulseCon.
End of September, early October, maybe.
Yeah, September probably.
So I don't think it's happening, but I just don't see why Hasbro can't release multiple Haslabs at the same time. I know they've had them overlapping in the past. So
right. Jeff says Joe Haslab should launch next week. Might end in time for SDCC.
Oh, okay. That's well, then that could happen. Maybe there will be and I think people were mentioning, or Steve is going to be there this year, and he hasn't been there in a long time. He was saying. I'm so bummed with that too, not being able to be there and see a lot, some of the team I haven't met yet. I haven't met Emily or Steve. I don't know if Emily's going. She might not be, because I think she was there the year before. But anyways, it's got to be pretty fun to see Steve there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it will be lots of fun.
We look forward to your interview.
Yes, I do too. I look forward to hanging out and having a good time with those guys. They're great. They're really great. I mean, me personally, I don't think so. Like, I mean, I feel like not. I feel like if there is, it's just a feeling, but I kind of feel like maybe they're gonna pivot back to Black Series for the next Star Wars Haslab. Because there are some things that make a lot of sense. Or like they tried the Rancor, and we know, I mean, it didn't quite happen, but there's other things they could do that I think would be timely, but also make sense for Black Series. That's not going to be a big play set or big, big vehicle. So
what do you think? Like,
I think for that, Anakin's Starfighter with Anakin.
Yeah, that's right. You've talked about that before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know Hot Toys has had one kind of sitting there for a few years, right? Like a prototype,
Yeah,
which would just be
it would be.
wild.
I know it would probably be like $1,000 if they ever, at least 1,000 if they ever did that. But yeah, I mean, it's tricky. They have to do it just right if it's a Black Series, because they tried that big old First Order TIE Fighter, and we know how that went. It was plagued with QC issues. The wings did, that bendy thing. And stores had a hard time. They had a hard time selling them and even having space for them because the boxes were huge. And I still have mine, like it's in the box because it was just like so big. It was like, okay, like, yes. But they had a really hard time with that at retail. And then the Rancor, that was another thing, but that didn't work out. So I feel like Anakin Starfighter would be a safe bet. TVC, I mean, I don't know if they're going to deliver the Cantina first until they get into the next Haslab, or if they're just going to kind of do what they did with the Ghost, right? Like the Ghost was already was not available, like it wasn't shipping yet, but they did the Cantina months before. So I mean, it could be that too, or they just put something out early, or it could be at PulseCon, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be at Comic-Con. So just things to just kind of go into the show, like not expecting, but just like, will there be something this time? I'm sure there'll be rumors and stuff as we get closer, right? And teases if that's going to happen. But as of right now, I'm going to say probably I'm not expecting a Star Wars Haslab at Comic-Con this year.
Yeah, it's unfortunate if that's the case, but hopefully there's a lot of good just some interesting reveals, right? And we've only gotten one play set this year, and we got the adventure, right? The Jabba adventure set. I don't really consider that a play set.
No, me neither.
So I'm curious if there is some other playset type announcement. That could be something.
That could be something.
Oh wait, we did get the Imperial hallway.
Moff Gideon's
Crap, that was
Cruiser.
this year.
Yeah.
So shoot, that is two play sets. So maybe not.
That
My bad.
was, when was that announced? That was announced at PulseCon, I think, last year.
Okay.
And it came out,
I mean, I guess.
like early this year.
Yeah. Yep. So maybe it just seems like they're pushing, like they're leaning towards a lot of that stuff, right? Because it's modular. You can add multiple of them. It'd be in their best interest to keep pumping those out. So
Yeah, I think
I'm
so.
intrigued. I'm intrigued if they do another one of those. Would it be another section of, Mos Eisley? Would they move to another era so soon? I don't know. I know Steve's been talking about that. I don't know. I'm intrigued with that.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I think as far as play sets go, like I don't think we're gonna see like anything Tatooine connected anymore.
Yeah.
But it would be cool to get another place. I love those. I love that, like especially the ones that you can kind of configure to fit your shelves. Which is basically all of them, I think, right? Like for the most part.
Yeah.
Looking over at the shelf. Like, yeah, like I really like the modularity of those, how you can customize them to whatever your space needs are. You can put part of it up, you can put the whole thing up, you can put several of them up, just whatever you need to do. But thank you, Pico. We appreciate that. Who didn't smash the like yet? I don't know. Did I smash it? I don't think I did because I can't right now.
Can I get the thumbs up? How come my thumbs up's not working? I'm on a Mac.
You have to enable you have to enable
gestures or
gestures, yeah.
Yeah.
So it can be annoying though, because they can do the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Bit of Carcoon. Yes, I will take 10 of those.
Yeah, let's mention a few of them that are here in the chat. Mechanized says Death Star Corridor would be great. Mitch says, since the Barge funded, how many years have they not released the TVC Haslab? So Barge was what, 2018?
Yeah, it came out in 2019.
19.
Yeah, 19 it rolled out. So
And then they did the Razor Crest in 21
I think we got that in 21,
or
but
20.
got it in 22.
20. Yes. Right. It was late 2020 was when the campaign, like October or November 2020.
Oh, okay.
I believe. And then the next one was the Ghost, right? And the Ghost
Yep.
was 23. So there wasn't one in 22, like nothing, no Haslab in 22.
That was the Rancor year.
That was the Rancor, you're right. And then the last one was the Cantina. That was last year, 24. And we should be getting it this year. So yeah, if they don't do a Black Series Haslab this year, then you would expect that there should be a TVC one later this year, at some point this year, if you go by that pattern. But of course, there's other issues that play with regards to Haslabs and tariffs and all that stuff. So I mean, I don't really know like what their plan is with that right now.
Yeah.
But I will echo our friend Chris Swansky's sentiments here, because they are my sentiments as well. I don't know if they're your sentiments, John, but I cannot. I do not have the real estate for like another really big vehicle. Like I'd love to get more of them. I just don't have personally have the space dedicated for like another big ticket vehicle that's going to take up like a whole shelf.
But you'll make room for a Death Star playset if that was ever to come.
Because that is going to absorb things that I already have. That's going to absorb figures that I've been collecting since I started collecting almost 30 years ago. Hard to believe.
I agree. I agree.
But
the barge takes up a lot of space. I made a shelf. I made like 9 or 10 foot shelf, and it's been taken up by so much of the barge. So I understand. I don't know if I can successfully pan over here. My messy room, don't mind me. But there you go. That was a lot of space.
Yep. That takes up a lot of room.
I'm still trying to fill in all the figures. And you like that Sarlacc there?
Yes, I'm jealous.
You know where that's from?
I don't think I do.
That's the Hot Toys Boba Fett.
Oh,
Jedi Boba Fett.
Okay. Well, that looks like the right size, though.
Yeah, I wish I could recess it in somehow, like router out a hole. But
that is cool.
I added that there. So
what do you have on the bottom? Is that real sand?
that is a photography cloth, sand cloth.
Oh, interesting.
So I tried to get creative with it. I was like, I'm not doing real sand. So
Good.
I found a cloth and I cut it and put it there. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. That's really cool. And yes, actual sand would be coarse and rough and get everywhere and be very irritating. We wouldn't like it at all.
Right.
But yeah, no, that looks really cool. But
Thank you.
yeah, you need to get your sails back on there so it can be a sail barge, not just a barge.
I know. They take away from seeing all the figures, darn it.
They do, but
raise them up a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, you could. Cool. Well, here's my other question to you, John. Return to Tatooine was announced as a campaign or whatever you want to call it, an initiative, a component of TVC at about the time that the Cantina Haslab went up, which was on June 7th of last year, 2024. So we are now over a year since that the whole Return to Tatooine thing was announced.
Oh, wow.
How likely do you think it is that this year at San Diego Comic-Con that perhaps whatever the next theme for TVC might be revealed?
Ooh. That's a great question, right? Because they're the whole Return to Tatooine, right, is this feedback, right, that we've been giving for years now that, you release these big ticket items and you don't really world build, or you don't have enough focus on figures to surround them, which are, right, a huge part of world building. It's not just about adding play sets and vehicles and creatures. It's also being able to fill out your display with the figures that go with those. So I like the whole idea of a theme, but I feel like they're still chipping away at this theme. Would they go ahead and announce? I don't know. Well, that's a good question, right? How much of this theme is left to share out? And maybe it's okay to overlap a new theme. Yeah, that could be a possibility. That very well could be. Something big has to be revealed at SDCC, not just, some card number or
Right.
which figure. So that's a good point. If it's not a Haslab, maybe it's the theme, or what Steve was talking about, this new era. We're moving to a new era in Star Wars, and what is that new era?
Right.
What
What
about
is
you?
that new era?
What do you think? Do you think they would do that there? Would they do it for PulseCon? Is that where they did it last year at Comic-Con? I'm sorry, I missed what you said. Um,
Um,
I thought
no, it
PulseCon
was
was
it
where they.
wasn't at Comic Con. No, it was I believe it was when they announced the HasLab for the Cantina. I believe it was around the same time.
Oh yes, okay. And that was in like a late June time, wasn't it? Like a June? No, it was like
Early June.
mid or early June, because it only went like so many days, and then ended right after July 4th.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
It ended early, if you recall. Like the Cantina
Oh
campaign
yeah,
ended a little bit earlier than most.
it ended early, in like a couple days after July 4th. That was bad.
Here's the this isn't a really great photo of it, but this is the best I could find. Doing a quick search. So this is what we have so far for Return to Tatooine, right? The last big thing I think was the Bantha with the Tusken. There's the land
Oh
speeder with
yeah.
Luke. We don't have a picture of Ben or Han on here, or Chewie. So
Hmm.
I assume that they would fill out, a good little bit of space, adding three figures to the poster. Maybe they'd fill out this space over here in the left corner next to the land speeder, or maybe they'd fill up the space next to Luke.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's pretty full, barring like maybe like
Yeah.
two or maybe three other figures in addition to those ones.
Yeah. True. Very true.
So I mean that could easily be a 3-pack, right, for the Cantina, or that could be whatever else that they want to do for Return to Tatooine, maybe a Sand Trooper or something. But I feel like it's almost it's getting pretty close to being completed here, and I don't think they would whatever the new theme is. I feel like you can't really announce product for that theme until you've announced what the theme is. Like for example,
That's
if it was
true.
like Return to Hoth, for example, I don't know. You probably wouldn't announce like a new, like a Hoth Leia, for example, without having announced the theme already. So
Ugh,
that's one thing I will take a stab at and say that yes, I believe. I don't
I
think we're
like
gonna get
it.
the HasLab, but I think we're probably gonna figure out what we're gonna learn what the new theme is gonna be for 2026.
All right. Let's hope. That would be nice. I think, just obviously, you know, there's been some angst about moving away and trying to understand. I think a lot of collectors want to know what the next focus is going to be. So, um, I think that'll excite a lot of people, and you know,
Right. Right, because if you're at that Hasbro panel for Star Wars and you're talking about TVC, like you can, they might tell us what number 375 is, and that'd be great. But that's not, like you're saying, that's not an event like defining thing, right? I mean, it's cool. It's great to know. It's like, okay, yeah, that's awesome. That makes sense. Or it doesn't make sense. But I feel like if you show like this, like the brand new poster for next year, and then you announce like that first figure, like I feel like that's the kind of thing that would spread all over the internet.
Yeah, and like I said, Stevie's gonna be there. He's all excited, and he's been talking that up. Been talking a big game about a new era, so
Yeah. I'm looking
yeah,
forward to it. I think, whatever this theme is, I hope it's a part of Star Wars that really needs the love and attention, right? Because Steve's been running those polls, and which is cool. I enjoy seeing him engaging with the community, but his polls, like I think the last one he did was like 29%. Like he divided it by trilogy, and 29% I think said original trilogy, which was the biggest because he also had a fourth option for all three, which doesn't really tell us a whole lot. But OT had the biggest pool, followed by the prequels, sequels. No, followed by the prequels.
yeah.
So yeah, maybe that's an indication, or I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, like whatever these themes are, like they have to cast the widest net possible right? The widest net possible to get the most collectors interested in whatever it is. So something that speaks broadly to a lot of people. So I think it'll be whatever it is. It's going to be something interesting and something that people will appreciate. Just a guess.
Yeah, good call. Good call. Yeah, and some people are mentioning there's also a movie coming next year. So
Shrug. Well, we got 72 in here. If you are just joining us, this is Cantina Social Hour Wednesday night. Usually we're on Friday night. This is Wednesday night. We appreciate you being here. Thank you for taking time out of your late Wednesday evening or wherever else you're located around the globe to hang out with us tonight. We really appreciate it. And well, do you have any final thoughts on SDCC, John, before we switch gears here?
no, I think what we were talking about makes a lot of sense. We are what it seems like wrapping up a lot of the assortments that have been announced, and I think just filling out the rest of those. So yeah, curious to see what spark they add. Because yeah, it has been. I mean, obviously we just got a new vehicle. We just got a couple of pretty cool multi-packs, but I think you're right. They need to like bring on what the next era of world building is going to be, and excite everyone with that.
Definitely.
And please show us Han and Chewie.
Yes, we really want to see them. And I think we will. I think we will see them in the flesh. And Ben. I think we'll see them all three of them in person. We haven't seen Ben in person yet. Or I haven't seen Ben in person, I shall say. But all right. So tell us a little bit about, I know you wanted to talk about your TVC breakdown analysis. Tell us, I know you love your charts, you love your data.
Show me
tell
the
us
data.
A little bit about what we're looking at here.
Yeah, so I've spent some time. Since we obviously know, the year. Obviously, we're halfway through the calendar year, but we do. I mean, look at it. We've gotten 65 figures. I forget if I have Jabba the Hutt in here. I might. Might have forgot to add him now that I'm thinking. That's what happens. I like go to bed and I'm like, oh, if you click on well, let's just talk about this, right? So
Yes.
I have this breakdown by year right now. I under year selection, I have it defaulted to this year, 2025. I am starting to go back into prior years as well. We don't have to go into those, but I've started adding. I started this in 2022. Now I'm going back adding 21 and 20, which were kind of the dark times for TVC. It was, when we weren't getting a whole lot and things weren't the line was kind of struggling because of how it launched. But anyways, yeah, I like to do this breakdown. I like to show like, hey, this is how many total figures we got for the year. So you can see in the middle of the donut chart, 65 figures. And then, I try to break them down as best as I can into categories without getting too crazy. But I like to kind of note, hey, here's how many all newly tooled figures there are, and here's how many partial tooled figures there are, and here's how many existing. And then I break it down by media group and title card. So yeah, you can see here, right? Whoa, 32 original trilogy figures, 21 of them being on Star Wars cards. And it's meant to be interactive, right? So you could click on, if you can, Victoria, click on the 32 gray bar chart for the OT. And if you scroll up a little bit, you can see here that we have 9 newly tooled figures, 9 partial tools, and 14 existing, right? They like to lean on that existing tooling. If you hover over, or if you click on the parameter, the drop down for release type at the top, the filter, and if you take out Haslab, uncheck Haslab and then hit apply, those numbers go down, right? Like, okay, there's only 5 new tools. You just got to click on the drop down little arrow there to get, yeah. So like you can even click on the 5 new tool bar chart that says 5, click on that. And if you scroll down to the bottom, right, it shows you like, here, for the OT, here's the newly tooled figures, right? Hammerhead, Luke, that's coming, Ben that's coming, and the Imperial Snowtrooper, right? So I'm just trying to break it down, and I think give people also a perspective of, I know, for instance, this year, right? Yes, it's leaning OT because again, they are world building around a very expensive, big Haslab playset, right? So if you go back up and deselect the bar chart for the OT, but leave it on new, so if we scroll back up and just click on the bar chart to deselect it, all right, there's 13 new tools that aren't Haslab, right? That we didn't fund, right? And what are those? There they are, right? There's a couple Ahsoka. There's some an Heir to the Empire figure. There's some gaming. There's the Acolyte. There's Empire Strikes Back, and then the Mandalorian, right? So I mean, if you look at like eras, right? Disney era versus Lucas era, it's a pretty even mix. Probably still leaning towards Disney era, right? For again, all newly tooled figures. So I guess I just like to shed light on that, and I think maybe pump the brakes, so to speak, with some people maybe getting a little too, I think people get lost in what we're getting and what we've gotten, right? Even if you deselect, the new figures and just look at, everything again. You can deselect that bar chart, the 13 blue bar chart on the left. Yeah, you can see all the partial tools, right? And you can see the 28 partial tools. And again, just the whole mix of everything. So I try to go through, not everything's always accurate. Let me know, let me know if you want to, correct me on some things. I usually have some errors in there. I'm human. But anyways, I'm trying to go back. I'd like to eventually go all the way back to 2010 and have everything in there. I know in the earlier years in like 2010, 11, especially 2012, they were really pumping out a lot of new stuff, and the proportions were different, right? There was, if you deselect partial there, the bar chart, the yellow bar chart, deselect that. Again, right, you see that mix, right? It's usually around 20 to 30 existing, and then the about half of it being partial tooling.
Right.
I'd like to expand this to show, to do different things like we do for Last Figure Standing, where you can select like all your Imperials or all your Jabba Goons or whatever. But Again, just trying to show perspective as to like the mix of the line, how it's doing. We seem to keep hovering around 12 to 13-ish new tools the last couple of years. Obviously with the Haslab, that brings it up to 17. But again, we funded that.
Yeah.
Go, Mr. White. Uh, so yeah, right. So like again, this just also keeps track of like, hey, when did we get this, and why is this in a repack or an existing figure? Well, we got this figure, and then it came out. It was in a 3-pack, the arc, like for example, like an ARC Trooper, and then we got it again in a single card. Or yeah, we got Hammerhead, and then we got Hammerhead in his fancy blue colored attire in a repainted repack multi-pack. So yeah, I hope people enjoy it. On the right side there, you can see some of my other nerdy data, right? You can see some of my older dashboards there. The top one is last figure standing from 2023, and the one right under it on the right there is 24 20 the last figure standing. So
Oh yeah, lots of stuff. Now,
yeah,
is this something that's public, like anybody can check it out if they wanted to?
yeah, I do share them from time to time on my blog, but if you just look up like John Miko Tableau Public, you'll find me. I share them in different ways. I think it's also in my link tree on Instagram in my signature, or like my profile. But I should have it linked on my website if you search for that as well.
Okay.
But yeah, and this is the tool I used that I went to the conference in San Diego. So this is my career passion and my passion. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for posting it there.
Yeah, of course. I don't know if it's going to work as a clickable thing, but we'll add it to the description after the stream's over.
Oh, I appreciate that. So yeah, we're at 65 figures. We'll see what else comes out for this year. COVID was peak figure year, like we were getting like 100 plus figures, which I think it got a little out of control. Because they were just ramping the existing and very minimal partially tooled type figures. I even have an indicator on the right there as a drop down, like, hey, do you want to see everything that's just a very minimal, like maybe a different head or like a cape accessory, which makes it a minimal partial tool. It's hard to do these things because it's like what's minimal, what's not, but I like to show it, like the Tartovsky Anakin in the 3-pack. He has a soft goods cape that's new. It's like I technically can't say this is a repack, but it does have something new on it, stuff like that, right? So yeah, you can see him listed there, like Jedi Knight. Oh, I should update Jedi Knight your founder because he's not a minimal partial tool. See, I need to update that. I was incorrect in that assessment. He's actually mostly new.
Right on.
Yeah, Daniel, that's a good point there. He just made, it illuminates how clever how the Hasbro team reuses new tooling. And I don't want that, and that's the thing, right? I don't want to show that, hey, like we're getting a lot of partial tooling. That's not good. No, there's a lot of smart reuse of tooling, right? And I know, some people talk about, right, how they can expand the tooling library and give us more.
Yeah, and that's a good point, right? Like when it makes sense, when it's done wisely, sharing parts, like yes, do it because then we'll get more figures that way. Where we get into trouble is things like Aldani, Kazian Andor, like Dedra Mero, figures like that it kind of crosses that boundary, like beyond what's wise reuse. So I don't really know, like I don't really know like how whether how they receive that message, like on Hasbro's end, like because obviously when we see these things, they understand we're not happy about them, right? Because people are pretty vocal and passionate, but I guess it's the kind of thing where it's not really a science either, right? But by and large, this information right here does show us that for the most part, barring those weird exceptions, like they're doing a pretty wise job of sharing these parts and developing things, like Daniel's saying here, that can be used in the future to create other figures.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, great points. Great points, Daniel. Thank you.
Yeah, and this is definitely a really good resource and tool. So thank you, John, for sharing that with us. And yeah, if you guys want to look at that a little more in depth, then definitely take a look at it. We'll drop a link in the description once this stream is wrapped up. But in the meantime, you can find it on John's link tree.
Yeah, thanks everyone, and thank you, my Dark Lord. Thank you, Mr. Sheev. Thank you.
I saw I forgot who it was, but I saw it somewhere. Somebody said Victoria should dress up as a Dathomir witch. That'd be interesting.
Witch. Yeah, I can see it. I like it. Yeah.
I already look like one most of the time, but
no.
Dathomir version, okay, maybe.
I can see you really putting something really cool together for that.
I do a pretty mean Wicked Witch of the West.
Oh, there you go.
Impression.
There you go. Can we hear it?
Not safe for live television, but I'll blow out the microphone with a laugh. and then there's a good chance I'll set off my asthma, and then that'll create a whole other issue. So
oh no, don't do that.
I won't do that quite yet, but maybe on Halloween. I'll do it on Halloween. All right, when we do our Halloween show, I'll do it.
All right, we're gonna hold you to it.
All right. Cool. So let's just briefly touch on Hot Toys, because I know you're a Hot Toys collector. You know, we both get into the Hot Toys. We've been talking about TVC, which is our passion. That's my passion. Like that's the last thing I would abandon. But we do like getting into Hot Toys. Not all of them, maybe, but certain ones. So how have you been keeping up with some of the recent Hot Toys reveals?
Oh, I just I try to be sensible and like reasonable with what I'm buying, and I'm finding myself like canceling stuff, which is terrible. It's just like losing money. But is that Sicey Tin, however you say his name, is that new?
Stacey Tin, yes. This is I say it's Stacey Tin, but
that's Stacey Tin.
This is a brand new one. This went up for pre-order last week. So they have been slowly building out their Jedi. They started with Kit Fisto. He went up about a year ago, and then they did Plo Koon up for pre-order. Now Stacey Tin. So they're doing a pretty nice job of rounding out the Jedi. But when you think about how many Jedi there actually are, it's kind of hard to say yes to all of them. So I don't know if this is one I would personally pursue, but I can tell you if they ever do an A-list Sakura, then I will 100% be on that.
Oh, yeah. I wish I pre-ordered Kit Fisto. I know there's still some websites out there, some, retailers that you can still order them from. But man, this just makes me want to order him too. I love the aliens. I just love any alien, especially obviously Jedi or Jabba Kun related. Cantina too. But man, he looks awesome. Have they done Plo Koon yet?
Yeah. Plo Koon was the last one that went up before Stacey Tin.
Oh, I'm just missing the. Maybe I'm remembering that subconsciously here, but yeah, darn man, I just how do they expect people to afford all this? It's just.
I know. Well, I don't know if they expect or what how it works. A lot of times with Hot Toys, it doesn't seem like there's rhyme or reason, but I know.
Look at the head sculpt was just crazy.
He's an Itachi, I think, is the species.
Oh, I have no idea.
If you ever read the Darth Bane novels, I think it was Darth Bane's apprentice. Like her apprentice afterward was one of these, but it was like a female version.
Oh, cool.
Darth Cognis, I think, was her name.
Oh, cool. Look at
But
the eyes. The eyes just look so real. And are they putting those rolling eyes in everyone now?
yeah, every Hot Toys, like, I can't remember the last time one didn't have the
I don't know if
rolling.
I have any yet that have the rolling eyes. Does the deluxe, or I'm sorry, the 40th anniversary Vader, where you can take his helmet off, does that one have rolling eyes? I'm forgetting.
I
That
think
might
it,
be
yes,
one.
yes, I believe
I,
so.
I think that's the one I have that I'm terrible. It's sitting in a box right here. I still haven't opened it yet. I know it's bad. I have an empty DTOF that's ready for him. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I think it's really cool what they're doing with that stuff too. And look at that. Oh my.
It's really nice.
Uh,
It looks like it
did
looks
you,
like an actual like mask, like from the movie.
did you order Kit Fisto?
Yes.
Do you have them?
No, because I don't think it's released yet.
Oh, okay. Maybe I saw some overseas ones, or the influencers on YouTube that get them all for free.
You're right. Those people, which I'm not
Yeah,
one of. I'm not one of. What I do like is that they did, and they did this with Kid Fisto. They did it with Plo Koon. If we can scroll over there enough, yeah, he does come with the optional. You can make
yeah.
interchangeable Clone Wars forearms.
They're doing that with a lot of them, right? They did it with Obi-Wan, right? Or no, which
Yeah,
one am I thinking? They did it
yeah.
with Kit Fisto. They did it with him.
Well, there was the Clone Wars Obi-Wan, and that one already he
That's
has
right.
like
The
he's
Clone
decked
Wars.
out in that armor.
Is
But
is there a Mace too that has it?
um, there is a Mace Windu. I'm trying to remember if he has. I don't remember if he has them or not. I'm sure
Okay.
Charlie or
Kit
somebody could
does.
let us know in the comments.
Yeah, the kit does. It's just, oh man.
Thank you, Emperor. We appreciate you being here. We will see you next time, Emperor.
Good night, my Dark Lord.
Your Majesty.
Dark Lord of the Sith.
Charlie says Mace does have the forearms. Thank you,
Yeah,
Charlie.
that's right. It's just like, wow.
um,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, I love this whole like for Hot Toys. Like I love like the whole era of like prequels to OT, and I think in general that's generally me. Like anyway, like for collectibles, but like
Yeah,
that whole era.
yeah,
Um, but
badass.
yeah, it is pretty exciting. I think they're gonna keep doing Jedi. I don't know who's next. It seems like maybe they want to build out the arrest of Chancellor Palpatine, right? Because there's
Yeah,
Mace Windu, there's Kit Fisto, and then that version of Palpatine with the red robes. So I guess
yes.
Agen Kolar was at the arrest as well. I think he was the first one to die, right? Agen Kolar, so maybe he's
Yeah,
next.
yeah,
He
yeah.
just got stabbed right away. Didn't even try to block it or anything.
I'll keep saying this, that the book, Matthew Stover's book, when you read the book, Palpatine launches like a rocket at them in the book. They don't even have time to move. It's much better described in the book if you ever have a chance to read it. It's a great, great read. Oh, there's Kit Fisto. I love Kit Fisto. Oh, what am I
Yeah,
doing?
he's cool, but I think I like Attack of the Clones Kid Fisto a little bit better.
Ooh,
This
I
one
don't
looks scarier.
know. I know. I'm a big fan of the Revenge of the Sith one. Yeah. I know what you mean, though. They changed the look on them, and
Yeah.
yeah, I might have to. Gosh, the problem is as you know, I went in on Jabba. I
Right.
regretted it. Mr. Adam knows too, but I didn't do it last time. Huge regret. I'm doing it, and that's like That's like with shipping, it's like $1,200, and it's just like, oof,
Right. But I mean
oof.
that's like your passion is like Jabba's
That's
palace,
that's
right?
my focus. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to focus on, like, okay, yeah, I love Fett, I love Luke. I have my pilot suit, Empire Strikes Back, Hoth Luke. I have my Return of the Jedi Luke. I don't have the other ones. I don't have Bespin or New Hope. I know, but like these are two of my like favorite outfits.
Right.
Um,
Mm.
um, and I'm trying to put a little sprinkling of Return of the Jedi together, as we talked about. I finally got Leia and Wicket. Regret there. I got 3PO. I got the deluxe R2. I got the Endor Han on order. And then obviously, well, I got the Chewbacca from Empire Strikes Back on order too. I love that scene again with 3PO strapped to his back. And I can't wait till they do a Return of the Jedi one. But man, I love this movie and these Jedi too. So really hard to be picky and choosy.
Well, do it. I do. I sold off 10 Hot Toys over the last like month and a half. And
Yeah.
I have less
I
of them now, but I was able to get ones that I prefer. So I really wanted.
Yeah, I know. I got like a Death Watch Mando I can say probably goodbye to.
Oh
I
yeah.
I s- I still love, I don't know if I can get much for him because I think that one was like available forever. But I got my Dursteel Mando, my Queel, and my IG 11 with Grogu, and I love that little section. I got Paz Vizsla. I got my Cobb Vanth because I love that character. So it's hard. It's hard. I still don't have the full Beskar Mando
Mm,
with Pedro's head sculpt. I'm like, oh, I still need that one.
right. Yeah, that's kind of an important one, I guess.
Do you have that one?
Yeah,
You're like, duh, of
I
course.
do. I
I
had both.
know.
Actually, I had all three. I had the first one, like the where he has like the more brown armor, and then
The
I had
Dursteel. I
that one. Yeah, and then
that's
I had.
that's my favorite. That is my favorite overall.
It's a really nice one. The base with the spikes and the helmet, the trooper helmet. That's really nice. And then I had the second one, and then the Beskar one. But I sold off the second one because I was like, well, I've had the Beskar one. I don't really need that anymore.
Yeah, I think you're onto something. I might have to sell that one, get the Pedro Pascal one.
Hmm.
But I guess I can pan over if I try to pan over. Here's my messy room. Hi, hey, work desk. Um, but I have them right there.
Nice.
Oh, stop moving. Um, and you can see my Queel and
Oh yeah.
all of them right there. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, am I going the wrong way? And then I have my other ones. Oh, you know what it's doing? It's trying to track their heads.
Oh.
Um, so anyways, I have them there, and I think someone was talking about my Grogu, which is hold on. There he is. Oh, and it doesn't want to go down. Sorry, my camera's all screwy right now.
Well, that's all
But
right.
but anyways, I have some of them there. Um, yeah, and I have my custom Grief Karga 375 there
Oh yeah.
that my buddy Evo. And then there's my Boba Fett's with my little, oh, my camera doesn't want to go anymore over. There we go.
That is an important one though. Boba Fett. Original Boba
Yeah.
Fett.
Yeah, and I got the Mayfex or EFX helmet, EFX
Nice.
helmet, and then I got some other ones there.
Right on.
Yeah, that's my little and then like I showed you, I have it's like hand over. There's my Wicket, my new Leia, and all of them.
Oh yeah.
My Luke.
Nice.
So
And plenty of room for more.
plenty of room for more. I blame you partially. Just kidding.
It's
not.
okay. Yeah, yeah, people do that all the time. Sometimes it's
I'm only
warranted,
kidding.
sometimes it's not. In this case, it's warranted.
I'm only kidding. It has nothing to do with you, but I enjoy conversing with you on it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Eric says, I put in my pre-orders for Ghostbusters 2.0 today. Expensive. Yes, those look amazing. And, if the sky were the limit, I would have gone in on those, but it's not the limit, unfortunately. So.
Oh, no. Is there Hot Toys Ghostbusters?
They're not Hot Toys. They're by Blitzway.
Blitzway? Oh, okay. Oh, no.
Yeah. Anyway, well, so lots of stuff constantly coming from Hot Toys, and it's always one of those things. Got to pace yourself and try to focus and prioritize, because it could be.
Can I ask what you're most excited for
from Hot Toys?
Yeah. Can you show us your recent acquisition too at the same time?
I can definitely show my new acquisitions in just a bit, but like, what's my most excited one that's on pre-order? Shoot, I would need to jump into my account real quick and see what I have on pre-order. Which there's more than one. I can say that. Can't say how many, but definitely more than
I
one.
know the Jar Jar and the Supreme Chancellor Palpatine, just or whatever they're titling him, they look so amazing. Hard. I'm excited for Bib Fortuna. So
yeah, although that's Sideshow, but still 6 scale.
Oh, sorry.
All right, I'm looking at my list. What am I most excited for? Well, I think you mentioned Chancellor Palpatine. Like, that's definitely one I'm very, very, very hyped for. Also, the Cantina guys should be from Sideshow. Again, not Hot Toy, Sideshow. The Cantina characters, I did go all in on those. So I am looking forward to those as well. Oh yeah, I didn't touch any of the Jabba's ones. I can't do that, but I did get all the Cantina guys, because that's my like personal thing. The Chewbacca with C-3PO, I'm hyped for that one.
Oh, looks so amazing.
General Grievous. What else? Bespin Han, or I'm sorry, Endor Han. And then my Artisan Anakin that I'm waiting still for them to ship, that hasn't shipped yet.
Oh, I thought you got them. I thought that's what you were going to show me.
Well, there's two, right? So I'm talking about the first one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
From 2023 went up for pre-order, and people have been receiving them from Sideshow for the last few months, but mine still has not shipped.
So did you get in on that with the actual pre-order for it? Were you able to get? Wow.
Well, I didn't get. Okay, so let me restate. I did not get in on the initial pre-order. I went to the wait list, but my wait list converted within like 2 weeks of it going up for pre-order. So like,
wow, that's great.
But yeah, basically it's been like a year and a half, so I'm hoping it ships soon.
Happy for you.
Thank you. But anyway, I think it's that time of the night where we get into
new acquisitions.
I love that. I'm going to steal that from you. I'm just letting you know.
That's fine. I stole it technically from Lucasfilm, so so I would just say
do it.
All right. So my friends in the chat, let us know what you've added to your collections. We want to hear from you.
Yeah.
We'll call them out. But thank you for letting me know that, Mary. Mary has not received her Artisan Anakin either. I did pay it off. Like I made the last payment on it preemptively in the hopes that it would process faster, but still hasn't. So we'll see. But yeah, Dodgson's excited for new acquisitions. All right. So you guys in the chat, our Cantinians, let us know what you've added. John, would you like to go first? Let us know what you've been adding to your collection as of late.
Sure, give me 1 second here, because I do have to. Oh, don't fall. All right. Well, I'm going to share these two. I know you kind of saw them in the cabinet, but I do have to share.
Very good.
I have to share her.
She's
amazing. She is amazing. I know I was talking to you for a long time about getting these. So I'm glad I finally got them. Found a good deal on eBay. And I got this little furry friend of ours.
Nice.
One of my favorite Kenner figures growing up was Wicket. I don't know how I think he is pretty amazing, but I think his shroud over his head is a little too dark.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I can see
And
that.
I wish there was a little more like matting of his fur on his face. But other than that, it's quite amazing. Um, I just can't get over like um, how articulated he is and
Right.
stuff
Yeah.
under the fur. So I'm super happy for these two.
Awesome. Well, congrats on those. Those are definitely. I know for you, those were kind of like a grail, right?
Yeah, again, it was that period where I was like, I'm just gonna get Luke because I think they came out a little after the deluxe, right? The deluxe version of Luke with the sandstorm outfit. Whoops, I should sit down. Um, I could be wrong, but I feel like they came out kind of a bit after that, and I didn't do it. So I'm so glad to get her. Yeah, so I'm pumped to give my little Endor scene here I'm building out.
Nice.
Um, and then one other thing I got recently, Ben Mund in the Facebook group, he does custom cards. I
Mm-hmm.
have a Bib Fortuna in carbonite, and I told him how much I love the Blue Sky Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. So he did a blue sky card,
Oh wow.
Boba Fett in carbonite. So sometimes I like to think some of these guys, um, you know, might get trapped in carbonite in hibernation
That's
for a
really
while.
cool.
So he made me a blue sky Fett to go along with all my other blue sky Fets that I have from the TVC collection. I have the Error Snaggletooth on that card as well.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
He made me the Vader in carbonite like a few years back, but it didn't have a card like
Yes.
that.
Oh well, I might have to talk to him because it comes with this cool plastic. I have this for some other customs I've done,
Yeah, that's
but
really cool.
you can take it out and display
Yeah,
the
that's great.
carbonate block somewhere else.
That'll
Um,
be
and
nice.
I'll and I'll just say, what else have I gotten recently? Well, I got him about I don't know, a few days ago, a week ago, maybe.
Nice. Hammerhead.
It's such an amazing figure, and I also bought the Black Series one. That's an amazing figure
Yep,
too.
I've got that one
Um,
too.
um,
I don't have that one yet.
yeah, I can't wait for you to get him. Um,
Come
I'm
on,
trying to think.
Entertainment Earth. I'm not that far from you guys. Send it over.
Oh, that's right. I have a couple pending there too for to have for multiple displays. Yeah, I mean, other than getting that's the most recent stuff.
Nice. Hey Mario, what's up? Good to see you. All right. Well, I guess then I will go next. So, all right, let's start off with we'll go smallest to greatest, least to greatest. All right. So Jurassic World Rebirth is coming. I've been really excited about all these dinosaur toys. Mattel's been doing it. They're killing it. They do an amazing job. But these are not Mattel. These are actually from MGAE, Official Miniverse. I've never bought these before. They do them for other franchises, but there's these MGA's Miniverse Make It Mini dinosaurs for Jurassic World, and they're these little kind of like these little
Ah,
egg. Cover my face. These little egg things. Come on, come on, come on,
cool. Is that
come on.
like a mystery ball kind of thing?
That's basically what it is. But the good people of Instagram have figured out that they've actually written in pencil the numbers under where it says Jurassic World to let you know what it is. And I don't know if it's to let the customer know what it is. It's probably so that each box, because they come in like these big cases, it's probably to let, like, as they're sorting them, to let them know you don't have like 2 number 3s or 6 number 4s in the box. But I think there's 12 of, or there's like, is there 10 or 12? I think there might be like 12 of them. Anyway, if you find the list online, as I did, you can go through the case and you can look for whatever the number is that's written on here on pencil. This one is number 2, right? I've never bought these things before, but these are like $10. So
Are you
today,
opening it right now?
If I can, I don't know if it's the
That's
kind of thing.
awesome.
Oh yeah, there we go.
My kids were
You're in the
huge.
ASMR.
Oh, sorry. Ooh. I want to hear that while I'm huffing plastic. Here.
While you're huffing dewback.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, as you were saying, as I open this.
Sorry, my kids got really into LOL Surprise, and they had like the collector bug for a long period of time, and chasing all sorts of. I don't know if they ever had numbers underneath them, but a collector always has one of those handy.
Of course. If not for doing this, for doing creepy poses with them. All right, I think I got it open. Oh, look, terrific. There's another wrapper underneath it.
Wow. Messing with you.
I hope I'm not scaring anybody away because I have a really good reveal I want to show you guys in just a minute. So please don't leave.
Don't leave.
Don't leave. All right. So this should be number 2. This should be the one that I wanted, the one that everybody wants, which is number 2. So there we go. All right. So all the wrapping's off. I'm left with a capsule right here. And let's go ahead and pop this sucker open. All right. So open it up. Ooh, it feels like this is like furry. What is this? This is fuzzy.
Whoa.
It's an egg. It's an egg is what it is.
It's like the.
And what's underneath it? What's underneath it? Ooh, this is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly the one. I got the one that has the Barbasol can. It's really small, like very small. But this is exactly the one that I wanted. There's also something I just dropped. I don't know what it is. And then there's this little thing that says Biosyn on it. Some little parts. So yeah, they have different. This is the T-Rex, by the way, number 2. So once you hatch the egg, it's the T-Rex. These are really cool. Like I said, they're $10. And I did buy 2 more. I think I got the Mosasaurus and Velociraptor Blue. And I want to keep all this stuff together so I don't lose any of it. All right. So here's the next acquisition. I finally was able to get 2 of these. They were finally available for me to order through Target. And I was surprised because like the next day they were still available for me to order. So as everybody knows, this was a headache of a pre-order because Target canceled everybody's pre-orders. They blamed it on Hasbro. I don't really know what the issue was. But some of them did hit stores and then they kind of trickled out until everybody or more people were able to add them to their collection. So, you know, I don't go all in on the retro collection. But when you're doing the original trilogy, like this is right at home for the retro collection, right? So anything retro collection that's focused on the OT, then yeah, definitely need. And I did open these, John, because you told me that Chris got a set of these and that they were like damaged.
2 sets. Yeah.
So I got 2 sets, and I wouldn't say they're like 10 out of 10 cards, but they're probably like 8.5 out of 10. They're pretty good.
There you go.
Yeah. So there's that. Okay. The big one. I don't know if you guys are ready for the big one. All right. This is something that I've beat the dead horse on many a time. And it's finally here. All right. I'm going to show you guys. Are you ready? This is the big one. This is John, you got one of your grails with Leia and Wicket.
Yeah.
This is one of my grails.
That's an intense grail right there. Wow.
This is
So amazing. Have you opened him yet?
Not really.
Yeah. Did he come today? Wow.
Yes, he did come today.
Just
in time. Just in time for
special.
Yep. This is it. This is the Hot Toys Star Wars Darth Vader Sith Apprentice Artisan Edition.
Henceforth, you shall be called Darth Vader.
Thank you, my master. Rise. Okay. So a couple of things here. I did not pay $1,500 for this for a couple of reasons. Firstly, this is not the Star Wars Celebration version. That one had a special like a slipcase kind of thing. This is the version that was released after that, like mostly in China, I believe. So it doesn't have that extra slipcase. Instead, it ships in it has a brown shipper box like most Hot Toys do. But the shipper box, I will say, is a little bit thinner than the others. And then the other thing is I bought it from a seller that I had been talking to for a bit, and is pretty well established with the collecting community, and it did not cost what a lot of what people have been paying for them. So I think I'm grateful for that. But me buying it, I just got to say, is not an endorsement of the way that Hot Toys has treated this character and this figure, because this figure deserves a wide release for everybody to have access to. We're not talking like a Galen or so, or a Cherry Blossom Stormtrooper. This is the chosen one. This is Anakin Skywalker. This is the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. Like, this is something that everybody should have a chance that wants it to get. So it's more of me being just such a huge fan of the character that I did not want to. I was patient. I waited. I didn't jump on the right away and do it. But he's here, and I will be looking forward to getting him set up in the DTOF, and then we'll take some pictures and stuff. So those are my new acquisitions for this week.
Will he tuck you in at night and whisper sweet nothings in your ear? And
either that, or he'll choke me in my sleep. I just don't know. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't wait to see some photos of him in your display. That's amazing. Good for you for figuring out a way. Yeah. There's always a way, right? Hot Toys find a way.
This is the way. All right. So our audience, let's see what the Cantinians have been adding to their collections. Ooh, Hot Toys needs to do a Hammerhead, Charlie says. Yes, Sideshow did a Hammerhead, but not Hot Toys. We need a Hot Toys version.
Yeah, the Sideshow one is pretty amazing. I had it at one point, and I sold it for some stupid reason.
Let's see here. All right. PGB1 says Battle Droid 4-pack in the mail. But other than that, nothing this week. Okay. Zombie Hunter. I'm just finishing off my Captain Enoch helmet, and I'm printing a pit droid now. Ooh.
Cool.
Let's see here. Mary says no figures this week. I did get Jaws 50th anniversary 4K steelbook. Ooh, I need to get that. Looking forward to watching the new documentary in this release. That is really cool. I need to get it for that reason as well. Jaws, one of my absolute all-time. It's in my top 5 favorite movies, and it's one of the few movies that I can actually quote like the entire movie.
And Victoria, I'm just saying this. You got to come out, visit Cape Cod.
Yes.
You got to go visit Hyannis, because I'm sure Marilyn might have made a few visits there, if you know what I'm saying. And on Martha's Vineyard, I believe the Kittner boy has a restaurant. So.
September.
Ooh.
I haven't told you about that yet, but I will tell you about that soon.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Let's see. Megan and I said, I finally got the TVC Howler and Sabine, another in dark, a custom female Jedi, and I got my first ever G.I. Joe Classified, Storm Shadow version 2, my favorite figure when I was 10 years old. Nice.
Sweet.
Very nice. Alex, hello. Alex got a G.I. Joe Classified series, Blowtorch, Frag Viper, and Dark Lawn. Sweet. Mitch got the Droid Factory R2DL70, which is really nice. New Hammerhead TVC, Balin Skull, TVC Heir to the Empire set, Journey of Anakin set. Also got 1978 X-Wing. Super excited about that. Very nice. 1978 X-Wing. I know we said it before, but
That belongs in a museum.
very good acquisition.
Uh,
Baymax picked up the Hammond Collection T-Rex at Goodwill for $4. Wow, that is that is a score. Allison says the new arrival to my collection is an opener copy of the Escape from the Death Star game. Picked it up for Retro Tarkin. Nice. Dodgen says last weekend at the flea market, my go-to vendor saved for me another gem, a mint the Lost World Kenner Ian Malcolm with T-Rex hatchling for $35. That's a good price. Donovan, hello. Donovan says battle droids, thousands of them, 10th level. No, he didn't say 10th level. I did. LOL. It was actually only 5 packs that recently arrived. And just prior to that, it was Skull, Hati, the Athorian, and the recent 3 packs of Vader and Heir to the Empire. Good scores. What is Mike Hand doing there? It's funny. Are there tiny amounts of dinosaur DNA in the can? I don't know. I hope so, because then I could clone a dinosaur.
Dino DNA.
Dino DNA. Love it. Charlie says Victoria went hard with the new acquisitions. Yeah.
There is no other
There is no
Victoria
other way.
when there's acquisitions. It's just go hard
Right. Go hard or go home.
or go home.
And we are at home. And we're going hard.
Amen.
And yeah, all of it.
All of it.
Matthew says, I got Black Series Kit Fisto and Revenge of the Sith packaging. Do you have that one, John? Do you have the Kit Fisto Revenge of the Sith Black Series?
I have the first same
thing.
I got the first release and we had an eye like deco mess up, and I think I returned it. So I don't know if I ever got another one. I forget.
Well, here's your chance.
It might be in the archives downstairs. You might need to add the clip at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark where they're wheeling the Ark into the huge warehouse.
Yep.
That's yeah.
Mario says, I caught the retro collection bug. I was going to get the original 12, but now I want the rest of the OT releases after getting the New Hope Target set. Definitely worth it. And thankfully, I think that first set especially is not very expensive on the secondary market. The Empire ones, remember those ones, John? Those were the ones that were really frustrating because only Walmart had them and there was no like box set. It was just the individual figures. So they would ship them out and they'd all arrive damaged. Remember that? Good old times.
Oh my God, I ran around to so many different Walmarts to find those. It's crazy. What am I doing?
Yeah. Jeffrey, latest Retro Target exclusive figure pack. Nice. He got it as well.
Mine's in the mail.
Mario also says, bummer that this Vader Apprentice was so limited, but I'm sure they'll release an official Revenge of the Sith Dark Side Anakin artisan and sculpted. I agree. It's kind of weird that it hasn't already happened. I can't really rationalize what they're doing.
Are they gonna do that same artisan one though for the US?
No, I mean not that exact version, and not anything they've announced. But they'll probably do a version of Anakin. Maybe not an artisan, but probably like just a general collector edition release. I would imagine at some point.
I really want the Vader Anakin bad. Yeah. Doesn't have to be artisan. That would be nice. But
I think it'll happen. It's just, they're just trying to generate hype, I guess. I don't really know. The Force works in mysterious ways, Charlie says. Yes. Daniel says, finally got my Ghost Haslab. So amazing. Okay. Well, that I'm glad you finally got it, at least. Better late than never.
I have another one if anyone wants one. Let me know. Retail.
Mario also says, TVC pickups, Hammerhead, Anakin Journey 3-pack, Heir of the Empire 3-pack, and TVC Wave 17 case assortment. Very nice, Mario, and I'm glad that you're back into the TVC realm. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Dodson read the script for Jaws in his story structure class.
Well, Peter, yeah, interesting. Peter Benchley's from Connecticut too. I know he didn't do the script. He wrote the novel, right? But
he wrote the novel. Yeah.
he's from. I think he wrote it in Connecticut on the shore of Connecticut.
Oh. I read it when I was in like 6th grade or so, and I remember like, hey, it has the F word in it. It says all these like crazy things. And like,
well, there's a bunch of crazy stuff, and it doesn't. What's Richard Dreyfuss? Oh my God, I'm forgetting everyone's names right now. He has an affair with Brody's wife, and it's like
oh yeah,
out of control
Hooper.
in the book.
Yeah,
Hoopa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't put that in the movie. That would have not been necessary.
Yeah.
Charlie says Ghostbusters drop count for their drop this week, 1,500 units. Chance low, I'll be able to get a pack.
Oh, nice. What
Very
is that?
nice.
Ghostbusters dropped count for their drop? What is this?
I think it's the Blitzway, the 6th
okay.
scale Ghostbusters. Hello, Sergeant Curtis. Mario also says, and the Hot Toys Return of the Jedi Darth Vader. Finally, very nice.
Don't be like me. Open it up.
Yeah, open that up. That needs to be opened up to be appreciated. The head sculpt, very nice.
Can't wait.
Daniel says, also recently received my custom Andor Season 1, Dewey and Free 3 3/4 figures, some models, beautiful sculpts. Nice.
Who was Dewey and Free? Jeez. Whose were they?
I don't know.
Got to look those up.
Scott 9, I picked up a TVC Yord from Walmart. Nice.
Oh.
Baymax says, I need a follow-up Heir to the Empire set with Mara, Luke, and Rook.
Luke. Yeah.
Luke.
I'm rereading the book right now.
Oh, cool. This is an interesting one. Baymax says, if you get 2 sets of the New Hope retros, you can swap the Luke head onto Stormtrooper and make a cool duo. The Kenner Luke looks wonky next to the new Han. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's see what else. Try not to miss anything here. Oh, thank you, Chad.
Oh.
Really appreciate that. Chad's heading out. Thank you, Chad. Probably already headed out, but thank you nonetheless.
Hey,
Appreciate
Victoria, did you get the Nika Jaws stuff?
Pre-ordered it, yes.
All right. I really want the shark. I don't know if I want Quint and Hooper without Brody.
We're never going to get Brody, unfortunately.
Why? His estate just doesn't work.
Yeah, his estate is not authorizing his likeness to be used on anything. Funko Pop's nothing. Like it's just
maybe
not the only thing. Like luckily we got that the little reaction figurine. Where is he? He's over here somewhere. This I have him close by just because I was rearranging my shelf. But this little guy right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this guy. But well, my most popular YouTube review ever. I don't know why it's been seen like 11 million times. It's ridiculous. I don't know why, but yeah. So there, NECA was going to do a figure of him a few years back, and then they canceled it because they decided his estate decided they didn't want it to happen. So
sounds like you need to do a petition and get that.
Yeah, well, I'm sure NECA would do it. It's just a matter of his estate like wanting to do it, but for whatever reason, they're not.
Speaking of Nika, I want that Pee Wee Herman so bad.
Oh yeah, that looks cool too.
What the heck? I totally missed ordering it, and now it's. I don't know. I might have to just eBay it.
Oh, I missed it too then, but. My parents say that I watched Pee-wee's Big Adventure so many times that I wore out the VHS tape.
I was not trying to brag here, but I was known as a little kid for doing a great Pee-wee impression. And I still have cousins that tell me, like, can you do it? Can you do it? Maybe I'll give a little. Thanks, salady. That's my Pee-wee. All right.
Right on. We'll be okay with it. We'll take it. Here's the gold star.
Where's
All
the
right.
basement? Oh, sorry.
Let's see. Oh, July through November. Hello. Sorry, I missed it. I fell asleep beforehand by accident. My new picks were a couple slices of pizza. Can't go wrong there. Here's your answer, John. Doing 3D where the alien fishermen are Narkina 5.
Oh, are these the I think I know the person who makes them. I have what's his name from Solo? Galactus or Gallus is the one-eyed big alien that's at the sabacc table. I'm forgetting the name, but I know who made those. They're all beautiful customs. That's right. I remember those names now.
Dodgen says that he's closing the soda fountain for tonight. And then he can't wait for Jurassic Social Hour next week. Awesome. Thank you, Dodgen. We really appreciate you tending the soda fountain.
Can I say something to him real quick?
Yes.
No, I know you are, but what am I?
Okay, that laugh is good. That laugh is pretty good.
Sorry. It's been a while.
Nice.
Yes.
Max says battle droid stock is low. Don't sit on it in case it's a low run. John, you need to get in on those battle droids before they sell out.
I didn't order them. Yeah.
Not even one?
Nope. Those arms pissed me off.
I know. They are frustrating. Well, I have 3 coming in. Don't ask me why. I don't even remember ordering 3, but I saw the credit card hit. And I'm like, dang it. I didn't remember ordering 3, but I did. So if you need one, let me know. If you need one, let me know.
Got it.
Let's see here.
We'll put those funds in it towards the next crazy hot toys we can't get.
Oh, I did put my 501st helmet on display finally. So it is right there. Yeah, Jason also did not order the battle droids either. Cool. Well, I think those are all the acquisitions. I think I got everybody. Awesome. Thank you guys for sharing what you've added to your collections as of late. Wow, time flies when you're having fun. I know it's really late over there where you are, John, so I need to let you go so you can get some rest and be productive tomorrow. So thank you immensely for being on here and for hanging out for all this time and for a great conversation about our favorite hobby.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun.
Thank you. So I have your links down in the description, but where can everybody go to look you up?
You can find me on Star Wars The Vintage Collection Facebook group, at the Far Side of Endor on IG, and I have a blog. I try to post every now and then, johnmiko.com.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Cool. Thank you. And everyone else, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. And no internet disruptions. Everything was really smooth tonight. So maybe we just need to do the show on Wednesday nights from now on. I don't know. But anyway, thank you guys immensely. Really appreciate it. The show would not be what it is without you guys hanging out here in the comments with us, the Cantinians. We love you very much. Nice shirt, John. I see that. Yep. The Vintage Collection. Doesn't get any better than that. We appreciate it. And really appreciate you guys tuning in. Just a reminder, we'll be back on Friday night next week for Jurassic Social Hour with some of our esteemed friends in the Jurassic collecting community, which will be a really good time. I'm really looking forward to that. And then after that, I will be taking a bit of a break, at least 3, I think it's like 3 or 4 weeks. It works out too, but a much needed break from streaming because it's been very constant pretty much every single week since the year started, and or close to that, and definitely need a little bit of a time to finish getting the collection organized and set up. So we'll be doing that. Then, of course, at Comic-Con, our big creator meetup. If you're coming to San Diego Comic-Con, we'll be doing the same meetup we did last week, the big creator meetup. It was a huge success. We had so many YouTubers and influencers, if you will, and all kinds of folks that came to our meetup, and it was awesome. We had a really great turnout, and it was really great to hang out with some of you guys in person. So please, if you're coming to Comic-Con, we will do that again. I'll put up details about that as we draw closer. It will be on the Friday of Comic-Con, as it was last year. But yeah, thank you guys immensely. No matter where you're tuning in from out in the galaxy, thank you for watching Cantina Social Hour on this Wednesday night. Be well, be safe. May the force be with you. Be kind. And we will have to catch you on the next show. Bye, everybody.
Peace.
Thank you very much.